Chapter 606. Who said I'm drunk? I'm not drunk. Luli tore open his collar and shouted in a hoarse voice. I'm not drunk. I can still drink. Honey, he laughed foolishly and pulled her into his arms. Honey, you're so beautiful. Come, let me kiss you. It's the middle of the night. Don't be crazy, okay? I'm not crazy. I'm sober. You're my wife. You'll be my wife for the rest of my life. Can you sit down first? I won't sit down. Luli straightened up. Why do you have to fight with me? You don't love me anymore, do you? Women change their faces faster than flipping a book. How cruel. Since you don't want me anymore, why do you care about me? Do you think I want to care? This is my home. Your home? Well, fine. If you don't want to care, I'll leave. He staggered out of the room, but Tao Yuan pulled him back. Ancestor, I'm begging you to stop messing around. Oh, I know you can't bear to drive me away. You lied to me about the divorce, right? Luli hugged her as if she was the most precious treasure. Honey, don't leave me, okay? Let's make up. Honey. Tao Yuan helped him sit on the sofa. Don't move. I'll be right back. Just as she was about to leave, he grabbed her hand. Don't leave me, I'll be right back. Be good. Really? You won't leave me? Yes. Tao Yuan pushed his hand away and ran to the kitchen to make some hangover tea. Luli kept shouting her name. Honey, I miss you. Honey. Come back. Lower your voice. You're going to wake up the whole building. Tao Yuan covered his mouth. He grabbed her hand and kissed it. He smiled contentedly. That smile made Tao Yuan's heart ache. Come on, drink the hangover tea. Oh, stinks. I don't want it. He averted his face. Don't throw a tantrum. Drink it. I want you to feed me mouth to mouth. Luli, Tao Yuan frowned. If you do this again, I'll ignore you. She pretended to leave and her threat worked. Luli hurriedly pulled her back. Okay, don't go. I'll drink it, okay? He closed his eyes and drank it in one gulp. So bitter, so disgusting. You knew it tasted bad, yet you still drank so much. Serves you right. You think I want to drink it? Isn't it because my heart is too uncomfortable? Luli's voice was hoarse as he pointed at his heart. It hurts here, it feels like it's going to split open. Tell me, how can I stop it from hurting? Do I have to dig it out? Aren't we doing fine? How can you divorce me just like that? Do you really not want me anymore? Honey, I really love you. I was wrong in the past. Give me another chance. Don't divorce me, okay? He curled up in her arms and begged in a low voice. Honey, don't leave me. I really can't live without you. Honey, the man kept murmuring and fell asleep, but he still held her hand tightly. He was afraid of losing her. Between the child and you, I can only choose him. I'm sorry for hurting you. The next day, Luli woke up in pain and found himself lying on the sofa in the apartment. The living room was empty. She had left. He smiled bitterly. She was really heartless. Tao Yuan had really exhausted all her tricks for the divorce. She had no other way. After thinking about it, she could only ask Ouyang Shua for help. This was the last resort. She called his office several times throughout the day, but the secretary said that he did not come to work. When she returned home at night, she continued to call his cell phone. Finally, someone picked up after 10 o'clock. Hello. The man's voice on the other end was lazy and somewhat annoying. Tao Yuan took a deep breath. It's me. Who? Tao Yuan. The music on the other end was very noisy, and from time to time, there was a woman's coquettish laughter. Come on, continue to drink. You're so annoying. Don't you like it, little vixen? There were two women's voices. She could imagine the scene of him hugging two women in a luxurious environment. Tao Yuan felt nauseous. Are you still listening? Well, it's so rare that you would call me, he chatted with her while flirting with women. His words of love were all heard by Tao Yuan. I need your help. Can I call you tomorrow during work hours? Why wait until work hours? I'm free now. I'm at Dihao nightclub. Come over. After saying that, he hung up the phone coolly. Tao Yuan was very reluctant to go, but the divorce was imminent. She had no choice but to go to Dihao nightclub. When she arrived, she told the head waiter. The head waiter led her to the VIP room with familiarity. It could be seen that he was a regular here. When she opened the door of the room, she saw a room full of women. Some were dancing and some were singing. Ouyang Shua was hugging them left and right, and one was sitting on his lap, feeding him strawberries with her mouth to his mouth. A man and a woman. The room was filled with the smell of perfume and human flesh. Tao Yuan was stunned and immediately wanted to turn around and leave. Ouyang Shua lazily raised his head and glanced at her. In the dim light, he revealed an evil and charming smirk. Coming. His white teeth looked like the fangs of a beast in the light. He waved at her. Tao Yuan did not want to go over, so she picked up the microphone and said, "Please come out with me for a moment." All the women in the room looked at her with disdainful eyes, mocking her for overestimating herself. They were all trying their best to please the man. Why should she go over just because she said so? Who did she think she was? Ouyang Shua seemed to be a little drunk. His eyes were misty and he had a different kind of charm. He also took the microphone and lazily raised the corner of his mouth, his expression charming. "Come here. I don't want to go over. I'm drunk." His drunken voice was low and deep. It was so good that it could make people pregnant. There was a kind of magic that made people listen to his arrangements and be willing to do anything for him. Unfortunately, this trick was useless against Tao Yuan. It only made her hate him even more. She originally wanted him to ask the group of women to leave, but when she thought that the two of them were alone in this room, it was even more dangerous. Moreover, why did she think that he would listen to her? She sighed. "I'll look for you in your office tomorrow morning. I'm not going to the company." Then the day after tomorrow, Ouyang Shua shrugged his shoulders and caressed the smooth and delicate skin of the woman in his arms with a lazy smile. "It's really ruining the mood. Let her go out," the leopard-tattooed woman complained. "That's right. Who does she think she is? How dare she order you around? How ridiculous." The bunny girl also rolled her eyes at her. "Just chase her away." Tao Yuan didn't want to stay in this kind of damned place. Seeing that Ouyang Shua didn't have any intention of coming out with him, she turned around and left. She must be crazy to ask him for help. She angrily left the nightclub and was about to stop a car when she was suddenly pulled from behind. Ouyang Shua smiled at her drunkenly. That smile was beautiful in the eyes of others, but in Tao Yuan's eyes, it was disgusting. She was filled with anger and pushed him away. "Let me go. Don't be like this. Can't you even take a joke? Do you have to be so petty? Your patience is really bad." Ouyang Shua was a little mischievous, but every frown and smile had his own charm, charming people. "You think it's a joke, but in my opinion it's called shameless." She snorted. "A man and a woman. Not bad. Your private life is more messy than I thought, but can you satisfy so many women?" Ouyang Shua was amused. He laughed out loud. "What a sour tone. Are you jealous?" "Jealous? For you? Don't flatter yourself. I just can't stand you men playing with women like this." Tao Yuan was originally a gentle person, but when it came to Ouyang Shua, her bad temper was triggered. She became very irritable and her words were full of sarcasm. "That's where you're wrong. Those women are meant for men to play with. They have to thank me for my patronage. Otherwise they would all starve to death. Moreover, I'm a generous guest, so they're all fighting to serve me. Do you know how much I spent tonight? 1 million. On average, each of them gets 100,000. Yes. You have the money. You're the biggest. Is that okay? As for you saying that I can't satisfy them, you're just worrying for nothing. I can satisfy as many women as I want, including you. Do you want to try?" "Don't say that again." Ouyang Shua was a little drunk and dizzy, but her angry look was very cute to him. He couldn't help but want to kiss her fiercely. He had never been an abstinent man. If he had desires, he would find women to vent them on. However, he had never been in a nightclub every day having sex with different women. She was no longer in that home. He was not willing to go back. It was really contradictory. When she was at home, he was annoyed when she slept with Luli every night. But when she moved away, he didn't even have the urge to go home. He was even too lazy to continue with his revenge plan. Lu Qingwan was dead, Su Baihe was crazy, and the Lu family was in a mess. But he actually didn't feel a strong sense of satisfaction from revenge. His mind was mostly filled with her. He often felt like he was going crazy. Indulging in sex with different women every night didn't reduce his pain. Instead, it made him feel more empty. He hated himself like this. However, she knew nothing about his conflict and pain. She hated him to the core. Ouyang Shua couldn't help but laugh at himself. Tao Yuan couldn't guess what he was thinking. It probably wasn't anything good. She glared at his hand. "Let go of me, I'm leaving." "You're leaving just like this? Didn't you have something to talk to me about? Tell me. Let me hear how big of a matter it is that you actually came to find me personally." Tao Yuan pursed her lips. Actually, she had been hesitating on whether she should drag Ouyang Shua into this. She didn't want to have anything to do with someone like him. She was also afraid that he would make things more complicated. But with her strength alone, It was impossible for Lu Li to divorce her. Her sixth sense told her that Ouyang Shua was the only person who could help her. But should she associate herself with wolves and cheetahs? You're hesitating? What's so hard to say? Ouyang Shua took a step closer to her. He was very tall. He had to bend down and lower his head to be able to touch her face. His breath sprayed on her face and it was hot. Tao Yuan's mind was even more chaotic. Tell me only I can help you, Chapter 607. Ouyang Shua felt a lump in his throat, his desire was aroused. He longed to bite her peach-like lips and suck her honey juice. Say it, tell me what do you want? I can satisfy you. His voice was mesmerizing. Tao Yuan was bewitched and opened her mouth unconsciously. I want a divorce. Ouyang Shua felt a burst of ecstasy even though he was dizzy. She wanted a divorce. Was she finally willing to get rid of that grave? These days, seeing that their relationship was getting better and better, he felt very uncomfortable. He thought that they were going to get back together. He suddenly felt an indescribable sense of gratitude. Of course, he couldn't just watch them get back together. Are you telling me that you're going to be single again and I have a chance? He was in a good mood and joked. The smile was not as superficial as before, as if it was just a layer of skin, and the corners of his eyes and eyebrows were shining with a smile. Don't even think about it. It's impossible between you and me. Then what do you mean? Lu Li doesn't want to get a divorce. I hope you can help me. She finally said this. Tao Yuan thought that whether she was willing or not, there was no turning back. What do you think I can help with? You're a scheming person with a lot of bad ideas. Why can't I help? And didn't you just say that you can satisfy whatever I want? I'm talking about the body. Tao Yuan's face immediately turned red to her ears. Hey you look so beautiful when you blush. His voice was tense. I've really found the wrong person. She turned her head and wanted to leave, but her hand was still held by Ouyang Shua. Is this the only sincerity you have in asking for help? Then what do you want me to do? It's up to you whether you want to help or not. I don't really want to ask for your help anyway. Tao Yuan's heart was in a mess and she wanted to escape. Yes, she was afraid and regretful. I can help you with this, but what can I get out of it? His eyes were burning, full of ambition and greed. What do you want? What do you think I want? He whispered into her ear. Every breath he took was filled with the smell of alcohol and the already charming scent of his body. It was breathtaking. Tao Yuan's body trembled. You know very well, his voice grew deeper and deeper. For example, you promised to marry me after the divorce. What do you think of this deal? You're crazy. Tao Yuan pushed him hard. Her eyes were flustered as she emphasized anxiously. How could I have anything to do with someone like you? Someone like me? Who are you? Ouyang Shua moved closer to her, forcing her to continuously retreat until her back hit the railing and she had nowhere to retreat. Her heart was beating very fast, but it was not because she was moved, but because she was afraid and conflicted. She was completely disgusted with him, disgusted with his smell, disgusted with his behavior. Cunning, shameless, and despicable. In the face of Tao Yuan's series of insults, Ouyang Shua did not get angry. Instead, he smiled and looked proud of himself. It seems like you know me very well. That's right, that's me. Do you think this is something to be proud of? At least it can let me live well. Nothing can hurt me. Except her. She was the only woman who could make him lose his mind and scratch his heart. The woman who would think of him in the lonely night. Was this love? That word was too unfamiliar for him to understand. Go away. Not only did he not let her go, he placed his hands on both sides of her body, trapping her in his arms. Tao Yuan screamed anxiously. What are you doing? Ouyang Shua laughed deeply. Look at how nervous you are. Are you afraid that I'll take you here? Don't worry, I don't have a hobby of performing in public. I'm crazy to come to you. You won't help me at all. You're just playing with me. Who said I won't help you? Isn't your relationship very good? Why did you suddenly divorce? And you're so desperate to ask someone like me for help? That's my business. Anyway, I want a divorce. As for the reason, it's none of your business. Ouyang Shua thought that it didn't matter if she didn't say it. He would investigate anyway. Okay, I'll help you. You agree? Tao Yuan's eyes widened. It's rare for you to ask me to do something. How can I refuse? Then what are you going to do? I naturally have my ways. You don't have to worry about it. Tao Yuan was a little anxious. The premise is that you won't hurt anyone in the Lu family. I can't promise that. Then I don't need your help. Since I've already said it, I can't take it back. Why are you so anxious? If I want to take revenge on them, I'll do it regardless of whether I help you or not. It won't affect me at all. I won't allow you to hurt them. That's not within your control. Anyway, I'll help you with this. Tao Yuan didn't feel at ease at all. Instead, she became even more anxious. Shouldn't you say thank you now? His tall body pressed closer to her inch by inch. Being trapped in his arms was enough to make her panic. Now Tao Yuan was so flustered that she couldn't breathe. Her face was completely red. She was anxious. Let me go first. Why are you blushing? Do you find me more charming than your husband? Do you want to divorce him because of me? Is that so? His hot breath sprayed on her face. It was overwhelming. Tao Yuan couldn't escape. She said nervously and dryly. I'm your sister-in-law. Soon you won't be. Ouyang Shua was stimulated by these words. His eyebrows sank. He grabbed her chin and suddenly kissed her. Her resistance was swallowed by him. Tao Yuan widened her eyes in shock. She waved her arms and struggled. But this was just a shallow kiss. He didn't go deeper. He let go of her with a smirk. This is the deposit. After it's done, I'll get it back from you with interest. He wanted her. Tao Yuan wanted to give him a tight slap, but she was afraid of getting entangled with him. She struggled out of his arms and ran away. She had nightmares that night. In her dreams, she was kissed by Ouyang Shua and Lu Li chased after them. Tao Yuan was woken up by the nightmares several times. She brushed her teeth several times before going to bed and brushed her teeth several times in the morning. She got up early and had breakfast downstairs. Two young girls were gossiping. One of them said excitedly, "Did you see today's Weibo headlines? That woman from the Lu family has a scandal again." Of course I saw it. Hundreds of millions of views, okay. Today the group chat was blown up. Damn, it's with her own uncle. It's so exciting. Tao Yuan's heart tightened. Could it be her? Last time when Gong Shui poisoned her, I thought it was her. Poor Gong Shui is the victim, but she has to bear the responsibility. It's really something that can't be solved without money. Of course, she is the daughter-in-law of the Lu family. No matter how much money we spend, we have to clear her name. But this time she can't. That's right. There were reports long ago that the new vice president is the illegitimate son of the Lu family. This time, Tao Yuan was photographed kissing him at the entrance of the nightclub. She can't deny it. It's a pity that the photo was censored. We can't see what the woman looks like. The man is very handsome. The genes of the Lu family are so good. Isn't it? Both brothers are so handsome. That woman is so greedy. One is not enough. Now she seduced her brother-in-law and kissed him in such a place. She's so bold. With such a character, she must be the one who poisoned Gong Shui. Shameless. Exactly. Tao Yuan looked at the photo on her phone, her face pale. Her first reaction was, did Lu Li know? Would he believe these reports? But the photo was so clear. How could she explain it? What would his father-in-law think? All of this must be Ouyang Shua's doing. Tao Yuan regretted it so much that her intestines turned green. She went to his office angrily. Everyone in the hotel was talking about her and scolding her behind her back. But she couldn't care less about what others thought. Manager Tao, you can't go in. Manager Tao, bang, she pushed the door open. Ouyang Shua sat in the big office chair and turned around slowly. He was holding a cup of coffee. His expression was cheerful and the corners of his mouth curled up. You go out first. Yes. The secretary closed the door and left. You're the one who did this. Tao Yuan said firmly. Hi, good morning. Ouyang Shua smiled. Why are you so angry so early in the morning? Who provoked you again? Don't play dumb. You're the one who took the photos. He feigned a look of sudden realization. Oh, you mean those photos? I thought something happened. I'm also one of the main characters. How can I take photos? You're the one who asked someone to take the photos. You're the one who acquiesced by not saying anything. Whether I admit it or not, you think I'm the one who did it, don't you? If that's the case, why should I explain? You're shameless. Tao Yuan flew into a rage out of humiliation. You're the one who came to me for help. He easily pushed the responsibility to her. But I didn't ask you to force a kiss on me. Now it's such a big deal. What do you think I should do? Ouyang Shua frowned slightly as if he didn't understand what she was thinking. I don't understand. Since you've decided to get a divorce, don't you want the matter to be as big as possible? But I don't want to use this method to bring shame to myself and the Lu family. Then how do you want to solve it? Fight a lawsuit with Luli? Or should he calmly negotiate with him? If those tricks worked, would you still come to me? Then should I be grateful to you for making me a notorious woman? What's there to be nervous about? The woman they're talking about isn't Tao Yuan, but the daughter-in-law of the Lu family. Just a name. They don't know who you are at all. They're just passionate about the gossip of the rich and powerful. Once you get a divorce, you'll have nothing to do with the Lu family. Who will know you then? That's easy for you to say. That's because I'm open-minded. I'm also one of the main characters in this matter. You don't see me as anxious as you are. That's because you're a shameless person. You can't wait for this matter to be blown out of proportion. As long as you can embarrass the Lu family, you'll be happy. Ah, you're right. I'm in a good mood right now. Ouyang Shura put down his coffee and walked over slowly. Seeing you so anxious, my heart really hurts. Stop pretending. I really don't know what's wrong with me to go to you. Isn't it easy to understand? Even a rabbit will bite when it's anxious. To deal with the Lu family, ordinary methods won't work. Do you understand? Why are your eyes turning red as you speak? Ouyang Shua reached out to touch her face, but Tao Yuan slapped his hand away. Don't touch me, she screamed. Chapter 608. She was already at the end of her rope, but he was pushing her even further. You were the one who asked me for help first. Why are you blaming me now? I'm really innocent. Besides, it was just a kiss. I didn't force myself on you. You're shameless. Tao Yuan wanted to slap him, but Ouyang Shua grabbed her wrist and pulled her into his arms. She kept struggling, but he hugged her even tighter. He was really infatuated with this woman's scent and everything about her, even when she was angry. Don't cry. My heart will ache. He caressed her palm with his fingertips, and his tone was perversely gentle. What a pitiful face. Only she could evoke the tenderness in his heart. I know you're very sad now, but the Lu family will only bring you disaster and pain. Only by completely getting rid of them can you start a new life. Everything you're suffering now will be rewarded in the future. I promise you. He used his gentle voice to hypnotize her. When his rough fingertips caressed her wrist, there seemed to be a kind of magic. A numb and dangerous feeling seeped into Tao Yuan's body and into her internal organs. She couldn't stop trembling and felt like she was going to collapse. Be good. I won't let you regret asking me for help. Ouyang Shua couldn't help kissing her again. When Luli rushed in and saw this scene, the man who was already furious became even more furious. Luli, Tao Yuan wanted to explain in a panic, but he pushed her away. He rushed up and gave Ouyang Shua a punch. Ouyang Shua staggered 2 steps back. The corner of his mouth was swollen and he tasted a strong taste of blood. But he only sneered indifferently. Then his eyes darkened and he rushed up to fight back. The 2 men punched and kicked each other, fighting each other. Stop fighting, let go, Luli, stop fighting, stop. After fighting for a while, Luli gained the upper hand. He fiercely punched Ouyang Shua's face, grabbed his collar, grabbed the vase and swung it at his head. Bang, the vase shattered. Ouyang Shua's head was bleeding. Tao Yuan screamed. Stop fighting. However, at this moment, Luli was as terrifying as a wild beast that had lost control. His eyes were bloodshot, scarlet and bloodthirsty. If you dare touch her again, I will make you disappear from this world. After saying that, he grabbed Tao Yuan's hand and dragged her out of the office. The secretary came in and saw Ouyang Shua lying in a mess on the floor. His face was covered in blood and he almost fainted. Quick! Call the ambulance. Luli took big steps and Tao Yuan stumbled while being dragged by him in high heels. She sprained her ankle several times. Let go, you're hurting me, Luli. Along the way there were people watching. They probably thought that Luli wanted to teach her a lesson because she was caught in the act. When he suddenly let go of her when he dragged her back to the office, she almost fell. She hurriedly covered her stomach and broke out in a cold sweat. Luli was like a trapped beast in the office, unable to vent his anger. After a long time he calmed down a little. Why was there such a report? He forced you, didn't he? I didn't expect that kiss, but I took the initiative to find him. Why did you find him? I was in a bad mood, so I asked him to drink with me. Luli looked at her incomprehensibly. You asked him to drink with you? Are you crazy? Don't you hate him the most? That was before. I don't hate him so much now. Tao Yuan turned her head to the side, afraid that he would see that she was lying. On the way here she had thought it through very clearly. Since this matter had happened, even if she didn't want it to happen, she might as well make it bigger and make him completely disappointed in her. What do you mean? Don't I even have the right to find someone to drink with me? That person is Ouyang Shuo. He is dangerous. So what? He wants to deal with the Lu family, not me. Can't you see that he has ulterior motives towards you? Do you know what you are doing? I can't understand you anymore. I just want to find someone to drink with me. I didn't think too much. You going to find him is like a sheep walking into a tiger's mouth. Those photos must have been taken by him. Don't you understand? She tried to maintain a cold appearance, and there was no fluctuation in her eyes. I didn't expect it either. But I can't change what happened. Now everyone thinks that I cheated. I'm also the one who poisoned Gong Shui. I'm already notorious. I don't want to affect the reputation of the Lu family anymore. Let's get a divorce. Lu Li was speechless for a long time before he found his voice. This is your goal? You can't wait for this matter to blow up and then use the opportunity to divorce me, right? I just want to solve the problem. I'm also very tired of being the daughter-in-law of the Lu family. I don't want to continue like this. I'm just an ordinary person. I can't withstand so much pressure from the public. I want to live a more relaxed life. Is that okay? Don't tell me that the two of you planned this together to force me to divorce. Tao Yuan was silent. If this would make him completely disappointed in her, then she didn't mind becoming a vicious woman in his eyes. What do you mean by not saying anything? You agree? If you think, damn it, that's not the answer I wanted. I don't believe that you would do such a thing. Even a rabbit will bite when it's cornered. It's not like you've known me for the first time. What can I not do? I originally wanted to part ways with you, but you kept dragging me and refused to divorce. Your actions caused me a lot of trouble. I just want to protect myself. What's wrong with that? Do you have to say that? I know you're not like this. He grabbed her shoulders and asked. Tao Yuan, look into my eyes. Tell me what's wrong with you. It was Ouyang Shuo who threatened you, right? Don't be too imaginative. No one threatened me. It was I who wanted to do this. Since you don't want to divorce peacefully, then I can only use my own method. If you don't want things to worsen, then divorce. It's good for both of us. I don't understand. Aren't we fine? Why do you suddenly want a divorce? When I was fantasizing about a future with you, you wanted to get rid of me. How can I accept that? I can't understand. Lu Li's brows were tightly knitted. He couldn't understand. It's your wishful thinking that we have a future together. I've never promised anything. I've always said that I want a divorce. It's only because of those things that I delayed it. But my determination to divorce has never changed. Especially recently, you've been forcing me like this. I'm really tired and annoyed. Don't make me hate you even more, okay? She said that she was about to leave, but just as she opened the door, it was slammed shut with a bang. The world spun and she was pressed against the wall by him. The back of her head hit the wall and her vision turned black. She almost couldn't breathe. Let go, she gasped for breath, finding it difficult to breathe. Why is this happening? You clearly love me. What? You suddenly don't love me anymore? Lu Li used his tall body to press against hers. He buried himself into her body, almost squeezing all the air out of her chest. Tao Yuan held her breath and her face turned red. She kept pushing at his arm. Lu Li, don't. It's useless for you to force me like this. I still want a divorce. Don't let our relationship return to how it was before, okay? I won't let you leave me. Tao Yuan, look at me. You still love me, right? He was anxious to get an answer from her. He had always been certain before, but now that her determination to divorce was so strong, he was a bit uncertain. He held her face with one hand and his slender fingers went into her hair, forcing her to look at him. Tell me that you love me. His fingers were trembling very violently. I don't want to answer. Tao Yuan just wanted to take a breath, but their bodies were tightly pressed together and she couldn't break free at all. Say that you love me, say it. She shouted in a fit of anger. I don't love you. How could I love you like this? Stay by my side, I'll treat you well. I'll make up for all the mistakes I've made in the past. Don't leave me, okay? Quickly go away. I hate it when you're like this. Then answer me, you love me. Tao Yuan was anxious and opened her mouth to speak. I don't love you, I'm in love with Ouyang Shuo. Are you satisfied with this answer? Do you think I'll believe such a clumsy lie? Why not? At least he's gentler than you, he won't force me like this. Tao Yuan reached out to push his chest, but he pinned her hands to his side. I can also be gentle to you. I also want to dote on you, give me a chance. His hot breath blew into her ear as he gently panted, his body constantly rubbing against hers. Don't say anything that I don't like to hear, okay? You know that I don't want to do this to you. Tao Yuan's entire body couldn't help trembling. Her body was sensitive, but her heart was filled with resistance towards him. Being imprisoned by him like this, her entire body couldn't move. Luli, let go and, you see your body still feels me, doesn't it? You can't deny it. There was a thin layer of calluses on his fingertips that were a bit rough, stimulating her delicate skin. It was like 1,000 worms were crawling on Tao Yuan's body, causing her to tremble uncontrollably and almost collapse. Don't be like this, and, look, you like it a lot. His thin lips pressed against hers, breathing and chuckling. You're so beautiful like this. Even when your mouth says that I hate you, you still can't help but respond to me. Let's not fight anymore, okay? His lips kept saying words of love that were filled with magic. You're also very tired of resisting me, right? Tao Yuan was half hanging on his body, her body was soft and she couldn't find any strength to support herself. She kept going down and in her helplessness, she could only wrap one hand around his neck. Go away. Do you really want me to go away? But even though you say that, you're still pestering me. Do you really have to say one thing and mean another? I'm not. She turned her face to avoid his burning gaze. Every time he looked at her like this, she would completely faint and her entire body would melt. Luli, and, don't be like this. Let go of me, I'll never let go. Chapter 609. She felt a chill in her heart. Tao Yuan suddenly sobered up. She was so ashamed that she almost fell in love again. She wanted to divorce him. They shouldn't have any more entanglements. Let me go. She struggled to break free from the hand that was holding her behind her back. Let me go. Let me go. She twisted her body violently as if she wanted to fight him. I will never let you go. The man's voice was low and hoarse and he was very tense. I told you to let go. Tao Yuan was annoyed. She didn't know where she got the strength from, but she suddenly pulled her wrist out of his hand and slapped him in the face. Slap! A hard slap landed on her face, accompanied by her angry cry. Let go. Luli was stunned for a few seconds and his brows were tightly knitted, but it was not because of anger but because of injury. Do you hate me that much? Yes, I hate you that much. Tao Yuan's eyes were red. You are always so self-righteous. When I don't want to, you use violence to control me, but I am not your pet, nor am I your prisoner. You have no right to do this to me. It is because you don't know how to respect people and bully me so unscrupulously, that I am afraid of you, that I can't believe you, and that I can't wait to get rid of you. No matter how much you say you love me, no matter how gentle you are to me, in my eyes, your nature has not changed at all. That is why I am so eager to get rid of you. I really have had enough of you. The more you treat me like this, the more I want a divorce. You can never change my mind. This is just the beginning. If you continue to pester me, I will use even more extreme methods. I will make you regret it. She screamed at him and ran away. Rushing out of the office, she could only hide in the toilet and cry silently. And the man's eyes were also red. At the bar, all kinds of men and women were wildly indulging their troubles in the middle of the dance floor. The music was noisy, and the dense drum beat was beating on the heart, making people excited. The air was full of the thick smell of human flesh, and some men and women kissed and caressed as if there was no one else around. A handsome man sat in a private room in the corner of the bar. However, he was not affected by the environment at all. He just kept on drinking. Countless women were eyeing him covetously, but only one person dared to come forward and sit beside him, constantly stroking her hair seductively. Young Master Lu, why are you just drinking? That's so boring. Is there something bothering you? Can you tell me? The woman held his face and made him look at her, trying to seduce him with her eyes. However, this trick did not work on Luli. There was only wine in his eyes, and there was only a woman he loved and hated in his heart. He pushed her hand away, but the woman clung to him like an octopus. Tell me what's bothering you. I want to help you. Didn't I tell you to get lost? Why aren't you leaving? I love you, she said sweetly. Well, if you love me, why did you divorce me? Why did you abandon me? Tell me. He grabbed her by the neck, snarling, frantic questions. The woman's eyes rolled back from his grip and she felt dizzy from the shaking. Damn it. Luli threw her on the sofa. Cough, cough, cough. She covered her throat and coughed violently. She was very angry, but the other party was Luli. She dared not to say anything. Instead, she softened her expression and continued to please him. Do you think I'm your wife? So you're angry because of her? Yeah, she actually cheated with uncle behind your back and was caught by the media. Isn't that putting on a bad name for you? That's too hateful. Gong Shui was poisoned by her, right? That bitch is really shameless and cruel. How could you marry that kind of person? I feel sorry for you. It's not worth to be angry with that kind of person. You still have me. Let me serve you well, okay? As she said this, she pouted her lips and was about to kiss him, but Luli grabbed her wrist and threw her to the ground. Get lost. The woman ran away. A pair of enchanting eyes looked at this scene coldly, and the corner of her mouth curled up into a sneer. She walked out from the dark, wearing a leopard print short skirt. Her figure was enchanting, and her face was charming, attracting the attention of many men. Hi, long time no see. Two long legs appeared in Lu Li's sight. He knew who it was, but he didn't care. You don't even want to talk to me? Tao Yinran sat down, half leaning against him, exuding a strong perfume smell. Didn't I ask you to go abroad? Originally, I wanted to leave, but now it seems that it doesn't matter to you whether I leave or not, right? Tao Yinran poured herself a glass of wine, and the corner of her mouth curved. I'm very sorry about what happened to Qingwan. My condolences. If you and Tao Yuan get back together, then I will leave, but now it seems that the situation is not like that. She and that Ouyang who is your brother, are they together? Shut up. I don't want to talk about it. It seems that it is true. She kept saying that she wanted to divorce you and said that she didn't want you. I thought she was just pretending to be brave, but I didn't expect. She really has guts. Do you regret it now? Because of her, you caused everyone to betray you, and in the end, you were abandoned by her. Do you think this was her plan from the beginning? You are like this now all because of her. Lu Li's temples were throbbing and his eyeballs were about to pop out. Was it like this? She played him in the palm of her hand? She was taking revenge on him? No, in the 2 months when he was at his lowest, her care for him was real. She didn't lie to him, he could feel it. But why did she want a divorce? He really didn't understand. I told you long ago the current Tao Yuan is not simple. Do you still think she is the woman who loved you so much? Once a person gives up, they will be completely reborn, including their heart. She doesn't love you anymore, so why do you have to suffer so much for her? It's really not worth it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Bang! Lu Li smashed a wine bottle. The glass splashed on Tao Yinran's leg, immediately cutting a wound on her white and flawless calf, but her smile became more beautiful. She still loved him, but now she hated him even more, and this hatred was the only driving force that supported her to approach him. She wanted to see him suffer. She wanted to see him in so much pain that he wished he was dead. She wanted him to regret hurting himself for Tao Yuan. If she can't get love, then he can't get it. Obviously she was gnashing her teeth, but Tao Yinran pretended to be affectionate. Ali, don't torture yourself anymore, okay? Seeing you like this, I feel more pain than you. I know I did a lot of wrong things to make you disappointed in me, but I really want to change. Since Tao Yuan doesn't want you anymore, can't you give me a chance? Ali, let's start over, okay? Lu Li anxiously scratched his hair. Don't say it. Give me a chance, Ali. I beg you. I will get better, I won't let you down again, I promise we will go back to the past, loving each other. I can't go back, I only have her in my heart. Other than her, I don't want anyone else. Lu Li's voice has become hoarse. But she's just retaliating against you, can't you see it? She squatted down between his knees and anxiously said. Only I am the one who truly loves you. Without you I can't live. Ali, don't be stubborn, be with me, okay? Go away. Lu Li pushed her arm away and with a lot of strength Tao Yinran flew out, her head hit the wall and her forehead broke. She reached out her hand and touched it, it was all blood, but Lu Li was still immersed in his own pain, he didn't even look at her. Do you have to be so heartless to me? Even if I die you won't care, right? She stood up and sneered. Her face revealed a crazy and determined expression, she did not care about anything. Is it not enough for Qingwan to die? Is it enough for me to die to wake you up? He just continued to drink as if he couldn't hear her words. You're really ruthless. I'll make you regret it right now. Tao Yinran rushed out of the bar. A drunk man was smiling at her with bad intentions, and a pair of shifty eyes lingered on her body as he walked towards her. She knew that if she didn't escape now, it would be too late, but she only thought of revenge against Lu Li. He didn't care, right? She must make him regret it. Hardening her heart, Tao Yinran did not run, but instead walked into the alley. The man followed. She had already prepared herself to be raped. But what she didn't expect was that there were 3 other men hiding in the alley. The 4 of them blocked her in the back alley. Tao Yinran panicked, but it was already too late to escape. You guys move, you're already here and you still want to run? One of the men slapped her to the ground. Beauty, I advise you not to ask for trouble. Be good. If you serve us well, we'll also make you feel good. Go away, I'm Lu Li's woman, go away. Come on, your man doesn't want you and even hit you. Let us brothers take good care of you, ha. Move away, save me, Tao Yinran screamed at the top of her lungs. When Lu Li closed his eyes, he saw Tao Yinran's determined expression. Did she really want to do something stupid? He was still a bit worried and chased out, but he couldn't see her. Save me? A weak cry for help came over. Lu Li's body suddenly trembled. He quickly rushed into the back alley. Hospital. Lu Li sat anxiously in the corridor, his mind filled with the image of Tao Yinran covered in blood. As soon as the doctor came out, he immediately rushed up to ask about the situation. Miss Tao was violated and suffered a lot of bleeding. Her life is not in danger, but she needs some time to recover. The doctor sighed, evidently indignant at the brutality of the deed. Her face was cut a few times, and she needs to do some facial surgery after her condition stabilizes. Lu Li regretted it. When he saw Tao Yinran's appearance, he knew that something would happen, and he should have come out to find her immediately. Just because he hesitated for a few minutes, he shouldn't have thrown them to the police station, he should have killed them privately. Can I go in and see her? Yes. He walked into the ward. Tao Yinran was still in a coma, and there were a few wounds on her face. Chapter 610. Pa! Lu Li slapped himself hard in the face. No matter what Tao Yinran did wrong, at least she used to be the woman he loved deeply. Even if she was a stranger, she shouldn't suffer such cruel abuse. But it was too late to regret. Lu Li took out his phone and called Tao Yuan, but she didn't answer. His heavy heart continued to fall. Tao Yinran had nightmares repeatedly that night. In the dirty back alley, the air was filled with a disgusting stench. Don't, let me go, please, let me go, help. She woke up from the nightmare with tears all over her face. It was just a nightmare, right? It must be. Lu Li's face gradually became clear in her eyes. She couldn't remember the last time she woke up and saw him. Ollie? You are. She held his hand and continued to cry. I just had a terrible nightmare. I dreamed that I was. Lu Li's face was heavy. Where is this? Why do you look so pale? This is a hospital? How did I get here? As soon as Tao Yinran moved her body, she found that her whole body was sore as if it was torn apart. An ominous premonition instantly surrounded her. Was it not a nightmare? But Tao Yinran's eyes widened and her ears rang. She couldn't believe her eyes. But the memory gradually became clear. In the bar, he pushed her away and hit her head. Under the pain and despair, she lost her mind and let a man rape her so that Lu Li would feel guilty for her. But she didn't expect that there were 3 men hiding in the back alley of the bar. That was not a nightmare. Lu Li didn't know how to comfort her. His words seemed so weak. You just need to rest, everything will be fine. Fine? I was raped, how can I get better? Can I pretend that it was a nightmare and nothing happened? She screamed frantically. Yinran, don't be like this. Let go of me, you are not worthy to touch me. You have made me like this. I hate you, are you satisfied to see me like this? Are you happy now? You killed Qingwan and now you want to harm me, you bastard. Tao Yinran smashed a vase, grabbed the broken pieces and cut her wrist. Stop, don't do this. Let me go. Let me die. Lu Li snatched the fragment and threw it out. Yinran, why don't you let me die? What? I don't have the face to live in this world anymore. Just let me die. I'm sorry. I know how much you're suffering. This is not the end of me. I promise you everything will be fine. Tao Yuan's eyelids had been twitching for the past 2 days. She had a feeling that a disaster was about to happen, and she felt uneasy every day. His efficiency had been low for the whole day, and he had accumulated a lot of work. He could only bring it home and continue to work overtime. He was staring at his computer in a daze. Ding dong. The doorbell rang. The only visitor to her apartment was Lu Li. She first looked through the peephole. No one was there. She opened the door a crack and poked her head out. A cardboard box suddenly appeared in front of her eyes, which made her jump. Ouyang Shua walked out with a playful smirk on his face. Good evening. Tao Yuan came back to her senses and closed the door, but Ouyang Shua reached out and pushed her away. He swaggered in as if he was returning to his own home. Not bad, this place is quite cozy. I didn't let you in. Get out. I was kind enough to bring you supper. It's freshly cooked wonton and it's very delicious. Ouyang Shua put it on the coffee table and threw himself onto the sofa. He put his legs on the coffee table and looked very comfortable. Tao Yuan thought that the two brothers were exactly the same in this aspect. They were both so overbearing and annoying. The door was still open. She had no intention of letting him stay for long. If something really happened, it would be better to leave the door open so that she could escape. What? A guest came with a gift. As the host, shouldn't you treat me well and pour me a cup of tea or something? I didn't invite you as a guest. You're trespassing. Seeing that you're working so hard, I thoughtfully brought wonton to express my condolences. Is this how you treat me? If you have anything to say, just say it. I'm busy and don't have time to waste with you. No matter what, we're allies now. Can't your attitude be a little better? Tao Yuan crossed her arms and looked like she was going to kick him out if he continued to dawdle and talk nonsense. If you make me a cup of tea, I'll tell you a good news. A dog's mouth can't spit out ivory. What good news can you have? That's not necessarily true. Ouyang Shua winked at her and smiled. Your husband's ex-girlfriend was raped 3 days ago. Oh, to be precise, is being gang-raped considered good news? Tao Yuan was stunned and frowned. This kind of joke is not funny. Do I look like I'm joking? Tao Yuan didn't think that Ouyang Shua would make up a lie to scare her, but that was a terrible disaster. Subconsciously she refused to believe it. You're serious? Aha, very serious. Gang rape. This word was too scary. 3 years ago she thought that she was raped and lived with the trauma for several years. She had nightmares in the middle of the night, so she knew better than anyone what a terrible disaster it meant to a woman. She was flustered. And Ouyang Shua still had a smile on his face, looking very cruel. He could actually laugh and talk about a woman being gang-raped. Was he cold-blooded? Shouldn't this be good news for you? Why is your reaction completely different from what I imagined? Then what should I do? Rejoicing and celebrating without restraint? Sorry, I'm not as inhumane as you, basing your happiness on other people's pain. She has nothing to do with me. Why should I be happy? I'm happy for you. It's said that the ex-girlfriend is a thorn in the eyes of the current girlfriend. Now that this happened to her, you should be the happiest one, shouldn't you? I heard that she was gang-raped that night when she was with Lu Li. Lu Li has been accompanying her in the hospital these days. Tao Yuan's ears buzzed. Could it be that he called her in the middle of the night because of this? I don't know much about his ex-girlfriend, but based on what she's done before, she's quite a ruthless woman. Maybe she's trying to make Lu Li feel guilty, so she purposely found someone else. You're crazy. What woman would make a man? Tao Yuan was ashamed to say those two terrible words. You can't do it, but it doesn't mean that she can't. Desperate women are the most terrible. I brought you such good news, so it's not too much to ask you to make me a cup of tea, right? Do you think I'm in the mood now? Why not? She was the one who was raped, not you. Why are you worried? Make me a cup of tea and I'll leave after I've rested enough. Otherwise, maybe I'll spend the night here. As for what will happen, don't say any more. I don't want to hear it. In order to get rid of him as soon as possible, Tao Yuan turned and went to the kitchen. She was absent-minded when she made the tea, and she accidentally scalded her hand and screamed. Ouyang Shua immediately rushed in and grabbed her hand. The back of her hand was scalded red and there were blisters on it. Seeing this made his heart ache. Why are you so careless? As he spoke, he took out an ice pack from the fridge and put it on her hand. It's none of your business. If you didn't force me to make the tea, I wouldn't have. Who knew you were so clumsy? You're the clumsy one. I'm in a bad mood. Are you pitying her? That's not how sympathy is used. You pity her, but she will never soften her heart to you. To that kind of person, your heart must be harder than anything else. Only in this way can you protect yourself, understand? I know, but it's still too scary. If it happened to me, I wouldn't know what to do. Ouyang Shua chuckled. Don't worry. She's very tough. She won't die so easily. Tao Yuan furrowed her brows. It sounds like you know her very well. Are you very close? Who said that I have to be familiar with her to understand her? As long as you know what she has done, it's not difficult to guess her character. Silly girl. He flicked her forehead with his finger. This silly girl was extremely affectionate, and his tone could give people goosebumps. Tao Yuan quickly withdrew her hand and hid in the bathroom. Ouyang Shua walked out of the kitchen. His eyes fell on her computer and he narrowed his eyes. Tao Yinran was still lifeless after being hospitalized for a few days. She lay on the bed sickly and there was no life in her eyes. Lu Li accompanied her in the hospital. He bought a bowl of porridge and brought it to her mouth. Tao Yinran's eyes didn't move at all. She hadn't eaten, drank, slept, or rested for a few days. Her eyes were bloodshot, and her lips were so dry that the skin was peeling. She looked as if all the blood had been sucked out of her. It's already over. Don't torture yourself anymore, okay? It's already over? It's easy for you to say. If this happened to Tao Yuan, would you say it so easily? Can you pretend that nothing happened? When you sleep with her, won't you remember that there were 4 men on top of her? Won't you think that she's dirty? If you can't, then don't say it so hypocritically. It will always be a shadow in my heart. As long as I'm alive, I'll never forget the humiliation of that night, and I'll never forget that it's all your fault, Lu Li's. You must be thinking now that this is karma. I hurt Tao Yuan, so now I'm getting my retribution. But let me tell you, this is not retribution. It's your fault. Don't think about escaping the responsibility for the rest of your life. I curse you to never have a guilty conscience. I know it's my fault. Tell me, what can I do to make it up to you? If I ask you to divorce her, marry me, and make it up to me for the rest of your life, will you agree? It's impossible for me to divorce her. Look at you. You're such a hypocrite. The so-called making up is just lip service. I really want to do something for you. I can always take care of you like a friend or family member. No need. If you can't give me marriage, then I'd rather make you feel guilty for the rest of your life. Lu Li didn't know what to do with her extreme approach. It's not good for either of us to suffer like this. Chapter 6:11. Don't say that again. I said that I will take care of you, and I will do it until you find a man who is worthy to entrust the rest of your life to. Really? That's good. Prove to me that a woman who has been raped can also be happy, and that there will be a man who is willing to have her. Tao Yinran sneered with determination, unbuttoning her buttons one by one. What are you doing? I want you to have sex with me. Didn't you say it so easily? She tore open her collar. There were still some unhealed bruises and scars on her snow-white skin. It was a ghastly sight. Do it with me. Tao Yinran unbuttoned her shirt, and her smile was full of despair. Lu Li was not enchanted by her body, but his mood became heavier. She was torturing herself. He pressed her hand down. Don't do this again. Didn't you like me before? Why don't you do it with me? You see, you still dislike me, right? I don't dislike you, but you are degrading yourself. You say it nicely, but you simply dislike me. Tao Yinran flew into a rage out of humiliation and punched him. You bastard, my life is ruined by you. I hate you, I hate you. I hate you. After swearing at the top of her lungs, she collapsed in his arms and burst into tears. Why are you doing this to me? What should I do? What should I do? She cried for a long time and fell asleep from exhaustion. Lu Li covered her with the quilt and silently walked out of the ward. He stood in the hallway and smoked a cigarette. Today was a good day. The sun was shining brightly outside, but it did not shine into the hallway. In a place like the hospital, it was cold everywhere, and the air was filled with the nauseating smell of medicine. Everything was so hopeless, and it made one's mood even more depressed. While he was smoking, 2 nurses were gossiping beside him. Did you see today's newspaper? Something happened to the Lu family again. Of course I saw it. It's on the front page. I just wanted to tell you that I didn't expect a rich lady like Su Baihe to have an affair. Wasn't she also a rich young lady? In the past he often appeared in magazines. What philanthropist, what honorary president of the Women's Federation, Tui? He actually has a gigolo so shameless. That's right. That man is her family's driver. He's only 20 years old. She's more than old enough to be his mother. I can't believe she could make it. She has such a heavy taste. The Lu family is too messed up. First, it was the daughter-in-law who poisoned her and had an affair with her uncle. Now, even the mother-in-law is having an affair. TSK, it's like a modern version of Family Thief. It's even more exciting than the movie. Number 1 family? Where do you think you're going to put your face now? The rich and powerful are really messed up. Exactly. Lu Li didn't hear it too clearly, but he heard something. He took a few steps forward and snatched the newspaper from her hand. The headlines were about Su Baihe's affair, and there were some photos of her and Li Hua going in and out of the hotel. Lu Li's head was about to explode when he saw the disgusting remarks and photos. He couldn't believe that his mother would cheat on him. Lu Li hurriedly took out his phone and asked someone to investigate the source of the photos. Soon he got a reply. CO, these photos were originally sent to the media from an apartment. The owner of the apartment is your wife. Tao Yuan? Boom! A heavy bomb exploded in Lu Li's world. He opened his eyes wide in shock and couldn't believe what he had just heard. The photos were sent to the media by Tao Yuan. When the scandal broke, Tao Yuan went to work as usual while worrying about Tao Yanran's situation. Lin Wei rushed in with the newspaper in her hand. She was shocked. Those photos were taken by the detective agency and she had locked them in the computer at home. How did it get exposed? She rushed to the detective agency. She barged into President Huang's office. "Miss Tao, how can I help you?" Tao Yuan was furious. "Su Baiha, did you send those photos to the media? How is that possible? We signed a confidentiality agreement back then. Why would I send them to the media? And didn't I destroy the negatives in front of you? Who knows if you have a backup?" "Miss Tao, we, the detective agency, are responsible for tracking, but we will never do anything illegal like blackmail. What good would exposing it to the media? I thought it was you who sent it. After all, you can't investigate your mother-in-law without a purpose, right? It's not me. Then who is it? Anyway, we don't have a backup here. The photos must have been sent from you." Tao Yuan was about to get angry when she felt a murderous aura coming from behind her. She turned around subconsciously. Lu Li stood at the door with a gloomy face. His fists were clenched so tightly that his nails dug into his flesh. She panicked and didn't know how to face him. "Ali, you know each other? Then I'll go out first. You guys take your time." President Huang quickly ran away. In the office the pressure was hovering. Tao Yuan's face was pale. She bit her lips and didn't dare to look at the angry face. "Did you send the photos to the media?" The man's question made her look up hurriedly. "No, how could it be me? I just found out about it." "Then tell me, why did you appear in the detective agency that followed my mother?" You already knew about it. You sent someone to follow her, right?" Lu Li gritted his teeth. Ever since he was born he had never been as angry as he was now. His body was about to explode. "When we were on a business trip, I accidentally saw your mother and Zhang Hua in the car. So when I came back I sent someone to investigate. But you didn't mention a word to me." His voice was cold and so was his blood. "I don't know how to tell you. I don't want you to be sad." "Then when you exposed it to the media, did you consider my feelings?" "I never wanted to expose those photos. I just wanted to use them to threaten your mother so she could force you to divorce her. Later, when she and Lu Qingwan did something even worse, I sent them to my father, but I didn't tell anyone else." "Hey, you're very meticulous. Tao Yuan, I really underestimated you in the past. Didn't I? At that time I was just anxious to divorce you. Isn't it still the same now? That day you said yourself that if I don't divorce you, don't blame me for being rude. So this is your way of taking revenge on me?" I didn't. What do I have to say to make you believe that I didn't send those photos? No matter how much I hate her, I would never do such a thing." "Impossible? Then can you explain to me why those photos were sent from your computer?" Tao Yuan's face turned even paler. She was at a loss and only remembered after a long time. "It was Ouyang Shuo. That night he was at my house." "Why was he at your house? How can you think like that?" "Why not? You said yourself that you fell in love with him. You fell in love with him, so you wanted to divorce me no matter what, so you planned all this with him, didn't you? For the sake of divorce, you didn't hesitate to destroy the entire Lu family, didn't you?" He roared and angrily questioned her. His slap flew towards her face, but it stopped by her cheek. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't hit her. He endured until the veins on his arms were bulging and his knuckles were cracking. Tao Yuan closed her eyes. She would rather he slap her. At least she would feel better. There was no right or wrong in this matter. At the beginning she only wanted to protect herself, but in the end she still hurt the Lu family and Lu Li. She was a sinner. That slap didn't fall. She trembled and opened her eyes. Lu Li's entire body was trembling. His eyes were bloodshot and filled with hatred and disappointment. He hated her. Her heart was about to break. "Lu Li, don't touch me." He flung her hand away and pointed at her face, gritting his teeth fiercely. "Tao Yuan, I was wrong about you." He rushed out of the door. A hot tear fell from her eye. Tao Yuan walked out of the detective agency in a daze. As soon as she walked out, she saw Ouyang Shuo leaning against the wall with a victorious smile on his face. She was instantly enraged and rushed over to slap him. He grabbed her wrist and pulled her into his embrace. She struggled violently, shoved and cursed. "Let go of me, bastard. You were the one who sent the photos." "It was me." No matter how she hit, scolded or shouted, he wouldn't let go. If you didn't send those photos, would you keep them for yourself to admire? You deliberately let me get out of the car by the side of the road and let me see that scene. That's right, it was also me. Ouyang Shura, you're so despicable and sinister. This is the way I live. Welcome to my world. I don't want to become like you. I was just used by you. Why do you have to do this to me? The pain you're going through now, I've experienced it before. Believe me, one day you'll find that it's all worth it. I've said it before, only by bathing in fire can you be reborn, but bathing in fire is very painful. Only by enduring this pain can you get the life you want. I won't let you regret it. Let go of me, bastard. Scold me all you want. Scold me all you want. Hate me all you want, but you have to believe one thing. I will never hurt you. He had also gone through a long period of suffering before he was willing to see his own heart. He had already unknowingly fallen in love with her. He used her, but he didn't want to hurt her. Listen to me, there isn't a single good person in the Liu family. They all deserve to die. That's your grudge with them. It has nothing to do with me. I don't want to be dragged into your dirty, conspiratorial world. I don't want to be in pain like this. She struggled for a long time and was finally exhausted. She felt powerless, as if she had been dragged into the abyss and was beyond redemption. It was too late to regret now. She couldn't change anything. She could only let her tears flow freely and let the pain ravage her heart. She just loved someone she shouldn't love. Moreover, she loved for a full 14 years. The process had already left her exhausted and bruised. Why did it have to become even more complicated? Did the heavens think she wasn't miserable enough? Why is a demon like you still alive in this world? Why don't you die? Ouyang Shua sneered mockingly. If I wanted to die, I would have died more than 20 years ago. I thought the heavens let me live for revenge, but now I know that it was to let me meet you. Tao Yuan, we are destined to be entangled together. I will never let go of you. Chapter 6:12. The whole town was in an uproar over the scandal, and a week later the storm was still raging. Lu Li had to deal with the scandal while running back and forth between his home and the hospital. He often couldn't get a wink of sleep. However, the more exhausted his body was, the clearer his mind became, and the more intense his hatred for Tao Yuan became. A week later, Tao Yuan returned to the Liu family. She had been inquiring about Su Baihe's situation with the family servants and heard that her mental state was already in a semi-abnormal state. Su Baihe relied on the servants to take care of her daily life. She sat on the recliner and let Nanny Li comb her hair. Because he had too much white hair, his long hair had been cut short. It only reached his ears, making his face seem even thinner. His chin was like a sharp pendant. In the past he often took care of himself, so he still looked very young. But now he had completely aged and looked like he was in his 60s. The maid went in with the medicine. "Madam, it's time to take your medicine." Su Baihe stared blankly for a moment before a trace of focus appeared in her eyes. "Take medicine? I'm not sick, why do I need to take medicine? This is for nourishing the body. I don't want to drink. Call Qingwan over, I have something to say to her." The maid looked at Nanny Li awkwardly. She had lost her memory again and she didn't know how to explain it. "I told you to call Qingwan. Didn't you hear me? Madam, have you forgotten? Third Miss has gone abroad with her friends." Nanny Li said. "Go abroad? When did that happen? How come I didn't know? This child likes to run around and makes me worry. Bring me my phone, I'll give her a call." "Madam, give it to me quickly." Su Bai had dialed Lu Qingwan's old number, but her phone was turned off. "Really, you didn't even turn on your phone when you went abroad to play? Are you trying to make me worry?" "Don't worry, Miss is going out with a few friends. They will take care of her. Who knows what kind of friend she is? She's been playful since she was young. I can only feel at ease if she's by my side." "Madam, the medicine. I said I won't drink it." Subaiha suddenly got angry. She flipped the bowl and the medicine spilled on the carpet. "Get out." "Yes, madam." As soon as the maid walked out of the room, she saw Tao Yuan standing at the door. "Mistress, has she been like this lately?" "Originally, after you moved away under the doctor's care, madam's condition had improved a little. But ever since those scandals were exposed last week, madam has gone crazy again. She's been throwing a tantrum for a few days now. She wants to kill you." The doctor could only inject her with a tranquilizer. Later on she calmed down, but the situation became worse. She often lost her memory, and sometimes she was so busy that she didn't know what she was doing. She even forgot her own name, and then she kept looking for 3rd Mississippi. The maid's eyes reddened. Madam is really too pitiful. Although this family used to have conflicts, it's too miserable now, she could not help but sob. Seeing Madam like this makes my heart ache. Tao Yuan's heart was heavy as well. Losing her daughter was a fatal blow to a mother, and now it was even worse. She patted the maid's shoulder and comforted her before heading to Lu Yenting's room. Knock knock, come in. Tao Yuan walked into the room. Lu Yenting was looking at Lu Qingwan's old photos. It's you? He quickly took off his glasses, wiped his tears and squeezed out a smile. Why didn't you tell me in advance that you were coming back? I'll have the maids prepare dinner. Tao Yuan smiled, but she didn't feel good. Lu Yenting had aged a little since the last time she left, but it had only been a week. The past few months had been even more torturous for them. She looked at the photo album. They were all photos of their family of 4. At that time, Lu Li was already 10 years old and Lu Qingwan was only 2. Su Baihe was hugging her and behind them was the ocean. The family looked very happy. This is a photo of our family traveling to Europe. Ha, it's a pity that our family only went out once in so many years. Lily always told me that she wanted to travel abroad, but I always used busy as an excuse to reject her. In fact, no matter how busy I am, as long as I have the heart, I can always find time. It's a pity that He shook his head and let out a long sigh. I always scold Qingwan for being stubborn, but it's all my fault. I rarely have time to care for them and that's why they became like this. Dad, it's all my fault. Those photos aren't of me. I know it's not you. Lu Yenting smiled bitterly. When you sent them to me, I knew that you wouldn't send them to the media. It's a pity that people will find out sooner or later. What I care about now is not the reputation of the Lu family. I care about Lily. The feelings from back then have slowly faded, but for so many years she has always been with me, giving birth to my children, taking care of this family, but I have never let her be truly happy. I'm a failure as a husband and a failure as a father. If I die one day, I won't have the face to face Qingwan in the netherworld. Dad? Tao Yuan's throat was sore. Seeing him in so much pain, she really couldn't speak. She wished that she could disappear. Did you come back with Ali? No, I came back to take a look. Is there something you want to talk to me about? Tao Yuan hoped that he wouldn't ask, but he still asked. She felt like a knife was twisting in her heart. What is it that makes you feel so troubled? I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. What's wrong? Tao Yuan lowered her head, and her vision was blurred by her tears as she sobbed. She choked and said, I want to divorce Lu Li. She didn't expect these words to come out in such a situation, when his heart was already full of holes. It was harder than killing her, but she didn't want to drag it on any longer. That would only make it more painful. Divorce? Lu Yenting was stunned for a moment. I thought you and your wife had reconciled. Didn't you go to Paris together some time ago? I just don't want to see Ali too sad, but the decision to divorce has never changed. I've mentioned it to him in private many times. You are closer to me than my biological father. For me, the biggest difficulty in divorce is to ask you. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that I've let you down. Tears flowed out of Tao Yuan's eyes as she sobbed. I know I shouldn't say this at a time like this, but if I drag it on any longer, it will only make everyone more tired. I'm responsible for Qingwan's death. I'm also at fault for Mom becoming like this. I don't have the face to stay in this family. I will only bring you pain. Lu Yenting was silent for a long time. His already bloodshot eyes were now even redder. Yuan, this is all fate. It has nothing to do with you. You don't need to blame yourself. But if you really can't live with Ali, then about your divorce. He took a deep breath before he spoke. Dad will respect your choice. Dad? I'm sorry. Please don't be so nice to me. Scold me, hit me. Please don't be so nice to me. I'm so sad. Silly girl, Dad didn't judge you wrongly. You're a good girl. You've sacrificed a lot for this family. I shouldn't be selfish and keep you trapped. You have to remember, even if you guys get divorced, you're still my daughter. You'll always be. Dad? Tao Yuan sobbed uncontrollably. Although she had experienced many ups and downs, she was grateful that she had the best father-in-law in the world. When she left, Tao Yuan's eyes were swollen from crying. In the corridor, Su Baihe had just come out of the room and the two of them happened to bump into each other. When Su Baihe saw her, she rushed forward crazily. Bitch, how dare you come back? I'm going to kill you. She grabbed Tao Yuan's hair and slapped her on the face. Tao Yuan didn't dodge at all. Madam, stop. Madam, you can't do this. Madam, I want you to die. The maid pulled them apart and a lot of Tao Yuan's hair was pulled out by her. But the heartache had reached the point of numbness. She couldn't feel the pain in her body. "Madam, are you okay?" She shook her head. "Luli just came home and strode over." "Nanny Li, send Madam back to her room first." "Yes, young master." Subaiha was still screaming and cursing. Tao Yuan's hair was disheveled and she lowered her head. The messy hair couldn't cover the swollen right side of her face. Lu Li's eyes flashed a touch of heartache, but he clenched his fists and tried to suppress it. His tone was still cold. "Come with me." She followed them into the bedroom. There were still wedding photos on the wall. Did he put them up after she moved out? "What are you doing here?" Lu Li's back was facing her. His dark figure was tall and indifferent. I came to see your mother." Your mother sounded really ironic. But to her, Subaiha had never had any relationship with her. She was just his mother so she could hurt her unscrupulously. "Are you here to see a joke or to check your results?" "I didn't think it would be like this today." "Oh, you didn't think about it?" "Yes, you didn't want to expose those photos, but when you took them, you should have known that this day would come, right? You don't have to stab her yourself, but you naturally have other ways to take revenge on her. Are you happy?" Tao Yuan had just cried. Her eyes were red and swollen, and the right side of her face was also swollen. She looked very embarrassed, but she was even more embarrassed. She took a deep breath. "I've already talked to Dad about the divorce." Lu Li's body trembled and he suddenly turned around. The shock made his whole face look a little fierce. "You're talking to him about the divorce at this time? Didn't you keep saying that he treats you well? Then what about your conscience? How can you bear to, at this time? Do you think this family is not miserable enough? I know I'm going too far, but I have to say it sooner or later. It's all my fault that it has become like this now. If I continue to stay, I don't know what kind of tragedy will happen." "What do you mean? Are you threatening me that if I don't divorce you, you will continue to harm my mother?" "Tao Yuan, what other schemes do you have?" "I don't. But there are many things that you and I can't control, just like the matter with your mother. It wasn't my intention, but didn't it still turn out like this? Do you think I feel good after seeing this? I'm not any better than you. So you want to get out of this mess." Every word Lu Li said was gritted through his teeth. His whole body was shivering. Chapter 613. In the face of his accusation, Tao Yuan couldn't refute a word. This was probably the feeling of extreme sadness. It was as if there was a knife stabbing into her heart and twisting it fiercely. Her heart was broken into pieces. But it had already come to this point. Apart from tearing the wound again, could she turn back? She might as well let him hate her to the bone. "Yes, I want to live a freer life." "What's wrong with that? It's not like I just said I wanted a divorce recently. Ever since I married you, every day is like a prison. I live under your mother's surveillance, I live under your torture. This kind of marriage is very painful for me. I'm not greedy and I don't ask for much. I just want some freedom. I want to choose a marriage with real feelings and plain happiness. That's what I want. I'll never get it in your Lu family." Tao Yuan took out the divorce agreement from her bag. "I've already signed it. You're the only one left. We've already come to this point. Really, let's give each other a release." She handed it to him. Her hand was stretched out in midair. For a long time he didn't intend to take it. "I'll put it here. Think about it first." "Actually, there's nothing to think about." She laughed bitterly and was about to put the agreement on the table when Lu Li suddenly snatched it away and tore it apart calmly and decisively. He didn't say a word and walked out of the room. The indifference completely faded from his face the moment he turned around. His eyes revealed bitterness. It was more painful when a cold and arrogant man was hurt. Yes, even when his heart was broken by her, even when he hated her, he was still unwilling to give up this woman. He just couldn't let her leave his life. Tao Yanran sat on the bed in a daze as usual. The only thing that made her happy recently was Subaiha's scandal. The TV station didn't dare to report it, but there were a lot of news on Weibo and various forums. She had to read it once a day. "Miss Tao, it's time to take your medicine." The nurse came in with the medicine. "Miss Tao?" Tao Yanran calmly put down her phone. Like a robot, she mechanically took the pill and put it into her mouth. She swallowed it directly without drinking any water. "I'll switch to another medicine from today onwards." Didn't we give you a checkup yesterday?" The nurse said with difficulty. "What? I'm dying of cancer?" Tao Yanran sneered. "No, you're pregnant?" "Pregnant?" The nurse knew that she had been gang raped. The scene of her bleeding when she was sent to the hospital that day was still shocking. The baby in her belly must be one of those babies. She didn't dare to guess how painful she was now. Tao Yanran was stunned for a long time. Her mouth slowly curved into a mocking smile, and her palms clenched her lower abdomen. The heavens wouldn't be satisfied until she was dead, right? Miss Tao? Get out. But, I told you to get out. The nurse trembled in fear and could only leave. She secretly thought that she probably wouldn't keep this child. If it were her, she wouldn't do it either. Not long after the nurse left, Tao Yinran got out of bed and walked to the roof of the hospital alone. The hospital was more than 20 stories high. Looking down from the roof, the people looked very small. The cold wind was blowing on the roof, and she was wearing a thin hospital gown. It seemed that she would be blown away at any time. Tao Yinran climbed up the fence. As long as she jumped, all the pain would end, including the bastard in her belly, the product left behind. Her shame was like a cancer growing in her body, and she wanted to cut it out with a knife. A voice kept urging in her ears. Die, die, and everything would end. She closed her eyes and let go of her hands. A face flashed in her mind, Luli, the man who hurt her deeply. She suddenly opened her eyes. No, she couldn't die. He hurt her, and she was not willing to let him go. Why should she use her death to exchange for his release? If she died, he would only be sad for a while, and then he would continue to live their happy life with Tao Yuan. But if she lived, she would give birth to the child, and it would remind him of his sins for the rest of his life. She was already so miserable, and she still cared about giving birth to this bastard? Anyway, the only purpose of her life now was to make him and Tao Yuan suffer, and this bastard was her weapon. Thinking of this, Tao Yinran came down from the fence. Facing the glaring sun, the corner of her mouth raised a cold smile. Su Bai's mood was very unstable for a few days, and Luli could only squeeze time to come to the hospital. It was late at night when he arrived at the hospital, but Tao Yinran was still awake, sitting against the wall. There was only a small lamp on the bedside, and the dim light made her look like a ghost. These days, Luli felt that he was going to become crazy after dealing with 2 mental patients. His whole life fell into darkness, leaving only endless despair and torture, without any happiness or hope. He really didn't know how long such days would last. He felt that he could die at any time, but he had to hold on for the people around him. He was the most tired one. The ward was like an ice house. Why are you still awake? I'm waiting for you. My mother's condition is not good these days, so I'm pregnant. Perhaps because he had suffered too many disastrous blows in succession, Luli was surprisingly calm when he heard the news. Then what do you want to do? Tao Yinran was hurt by his calm tone. At first, he was very worried about her, but now he was so indifferent, as if her business had nothing to do with him. How long had he become like this? So it was right for her to keep the child to torture him. She wanted to make his heart restless every moment. I want to give birth to the child. Have you thought it through? Because of you, I've already had a miscarriage. Do you want me to lose it again because of you? I'm afraid that giving birth to the child will only make it more painful for you. The harm was caused by you and that group of people. The child is innocent. What Tao Yinran really wanted to say was that the child was a tool she used to take revenge on him. Damn innocent, how could she be innocent? If it weren't for revenge on him, she would have been dead by now. How could she allow those disgusting tumors of men to grow in her body day by day? What? You're very stressed, aren't you? Are you afraid that I'll cling to you? But don't forget who made me like this. You can never get rid of me in this life. If you think it through and really want to give birth to the child, then I will be responsible for you and him. I will always take care of you. He would make up for what he had done wrong, no matter how long it took, no matter what price he had to pay. Don't worry, even if you want to escape responsibility, it's impossible. Since you said it, then you should be prepared to be pestered by us for the rest of your life. Luli, I tell you clearly, whether you and Tao Yuan are together or not, I will always pester you like a devil. You can't get rid of me no matter what you do. Do you regret it? I gave you a chance, but you still chose to hurt me. Then you should be prepared to pay for it with your miserable life. Tao Yuan had been feeling unwell these days, and she often wanted to vomit. She was afraid that it would affect the fetus, so she hurried to the hospital for a checkup. Fortunately, there was no big problem, just some normal reactions in the early stages of pregnancy. The doctor also told her a lot of things to pay attention to in the early stages of pregnancy. As soon as she walked out of the consulting room, Pan Chi stood at the door and looked at her calmly. Tao Yuan was stunned. I noticed that something was wrong with you. If I hadn't followed you, you would still be hiding it from me, right? She said gloomily. I'm sorry. With our relationship, I thought we could share everything with each other. I didn't expect you to not even tell me about such a big thing as pregnancy. Do you still treat me as a friend? I didn't plan to tell anyone. Am I anyone? Pan Chi was angry. I am your best friend. No matter what happens, I will stand by your side and help you. You know that. But now I am not sure about anything. I don't know how to tell you. Forget it, it's useless to be angry with you. We are best friends and I can only worry about you. It's Lu Li's, right? What do you plan to do? Divorce. Her tone was firmer than ever. This time it was Pan Chi's turn to be shocked. Divorce? Yes, I have already told him and my father-in-law. You have been dragging it on before, but now that you have a child, you want a divorce. What are you thinking? I thought you would get back together with him. It's impossible. Lu Qingwan is dead, Su Baihe is almost crazy, and Tao Yanran is... I don't want my future child to carry so many curses. It's impossible for him to be happy. Also, Lu Li and I, we have had too many unpleasant experiences in the past. Those shadows will always be with me. Only by leaving him can I start anew. What you said makes sense, but what about the child? Give birth to it. You mean you will take care of the child alone after your divorce? Have you thought it through? It's hard being a single mother. I know I have thought of aborting it, but I can't bear to. She caressed her lower abdomen, and a trace of happiness appeared in her eyes. A mother is strong. I believe there must be a way. No matter how hard it is, I can persist. Let's not talk about that first, but will Lu Li let you run away with his child? He still doesn't know that I am pregnant, so I have to hurry up and get a divorce. After the divorce, the child will have nothing to do with him, and he can't do anything to me. You are thinking too simply. What can he do to you? He has 100 ways to make your life worse than death, okay? Some of the things I am doing now are to make him completely give up on me, to make him hate me and never look for me in the future. Since he already hated her, then she would let him hate her even more thoroughly. If they couldn't be husband and wife, then they might as well break up completely and become two strangers. What Tao Yuan said didn't sound very reliable, but since she had thought it through, Pan Chi still had the same words. No matter what decision she made, she would stand by her side unwaveringly. Then where are you going after the divorce? I don't know, abroad. Oh, remember to call me. I will go with you no matter where. Chapter 6:14. What do you mean it's not necessary? I am the baby's godmother, okay? Besides, if I don't support you in your most difficult time, when will I wait? A friend in need is a friend indeed, understand? I know you are capable and can support yourself. But you won't be able to work during the first year of pregnancy, right? I can work to support you. Besides, you need someone to take care of you. It's so hard to hide abroad and give birth alone. I won't let my friend suffer like that. Tao Yuan's eyes turned red. How could she have such a good friend? She thought of everything for her and helped her everywhere, but she had never done anything for her. Oh, pregnant women are really sentimental. I just said that and your eyes turned red. Are you so touched? You don't have to do so much for me. Aren't all friends like this? Anyway, I have nothing to do in the country. It's the same everywhere for me. It's a deal. You can't leave me alone in the middle of it. Tao Yuan nodded with tears in her eyes. She felt much more at ease. They left the hospital. When they were waiting for the traffic light, a few girls suddenly rushed out and threw eggs at them without saying anything. Hey, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Pan Chi hurried to protect Tao Yuan with her body. It's this woman who caused Xiao Xue to quit the entertainment industry. Beat her to death. To give Xiao Xue back to us. You are a group of lunatics. Pan Chi screamed and fought with them, but they were at a disadvantage because they were outnumbered. Just then, a few sturdy bodyguards rushed out and pulled them apart. Miss Pan, Miss Tao, please come with us. The bodyguards took them to the hotel. Both of them were covered in eggs and paint. They quickly took a shower. Ding dong, Pan Chi opened the door and Lin Yuqing stood outside. He was well dressed and had a dignified appearance. He was so annoying. You are the President Lin they were talking about? I thought you were someone else. Not even a word of thanks? Who cares? Pan Chi said and was about to close the door, but Lin Yuqing stopped her. I'll just say a few words. As he spoke, he forced his way in. Fortunately, I have an activity there today. When I saw that you were in trouble, I quickly sent someone to help you. Consider yourself lucky. Where's Tao Yuan? She's sleeping. The people who smashed your eggs were Gong Shue's fans. They have been sent to the police station and will probably be locked up for 2 days. What fans? They're just a bunch of lunatics. Do you know how hard that paint is to wash? Don't you know how painful it is to be hit by an egg? The most important thing is that Yuan Yuan is pregnant. What if? Pan Chi accidentally spilled the beans and hurriedly covered her mouth, but it was too late. What did you say? A pregnant woman? I didn't say that. I said it wrong. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I heard it very clearly. You said she was pregnant. You're not good at lying. Pan Chi wanted to slap herself, but she could only stiffen her neck and say, so what if she's pregnant? Does Ali know? What does it have to do with him? It's not his child. I said you're not good at lying, so he still doesn't know. Lin Yuqing said as he took out his phone. What are you doing? Put the phone down. I told you to put it down. Did you hear me? Do you want to tell on me? Pan Chi rushed up to grab the phone, but she was shorter than Lin Yuqing and couldn't even jump up. Hey, don't call first. Listen to me first. Lu Li is the child's father. He has the right to know about the child's existence. Lin Yuqing said seriously. But Tao Yuan doesn't intend to tell him at all. She's too selfish. What selfish? Think about it, Su Baihe is crazy and Lu Qingwan is dead. Can that kind of family still accommodate Yuan Yuan? Even if their child is born, it will be cursed. I believe that Ali will love the child very much. It's because he's too miserable now, so he needs some hope. The child is his hope. But Yuan Yuan has already decided to abort the child. Are you going to break his hope? Abort? Why would I want to abort it? Aren't you talking nonsense? They're going to divorce. Do you want Yuan Yuan to take care of the child alone? That's too cruel. Absolutely not. Hey, give me the phone. Don't. You said before that I'm interfering with a couple's matter, but now the one interfering is you. Since Yuan Yuan has already made her decision, why are you interfering with her? You'll only make things more complicated. It's different this time. It's a matter of life and death. No matter what, the child is innocent. Yes, the child is innocent. But if he's born with hatred, then it's better not to have him. Yuan Yuan is the child's mother. She knows what's best for the child. Do you think she's willing? She must have weighed a lot before making this decision. You're so arbitrary now. Have you considered her? You only know Lu Li, but Lu Li is a man after all. He can persist no matter what. But Yuan Yuan is different. She's very fragile. I won't allow you to hurt her. This is between them. I'm begging you not to interfere, okay? No matter what the result is, they should be the ones to decide. Let's not interfere. Lin Yuqing gripped his phone tightly. After a long struggle, his arm finally dropped. Pan Chi heaved a sigh of relief. She almost ruined his plan. She really couldn't hide anything from him. She deserved a few slaps. Lin Yuqing's mood was still very complicated. In fact, on this matter, he and Pan Chi had the same mentality. It was related to his best friend, so he was more nervous than anyone else. It was just that he was from Lu Li's point of view, and Pan Chi was from Tao Yuan's point of view, so the two of them had different thoughts. But what Pan Chi said made sense. Lu Li was a man and Tao Yuan was a vulnerable group. He should consider her feelings more, right? But the child? Just as he was in a dilemma, he saw a big slap coming. He quickly blocked it and almost didn't dodge it. Why did you hit me again? Yuan Yuan's matter has been resolved, but we haven't. The last time you kissed me, didn't you already slap me? Again. For people like you, even 1,000 cuts wouldn't be enough. How can one slap be enough? I want to skin you, pull out your tendons, and drink your blood. Damn, isn't it just a kiss? Do you have to be so cruel? Besides, you were the one who splashed the coffee on me first, okay? What can a kiss do? Are you pregnant? Are you? It's not your first kiss. Do you have to make such a fuss? What do you mean? If it's not my first kiss, I deserve to be kissed by you, right? Then according to your logic, if I'm not a virgin, I deserve to be raped. It's not my first time anyway. It's the same no matter how many times we do it, right? I say, you're simply twisting words and forcing logic. I'm twisting words and forcing logic? That's clearly the thinking of you straight men. You guys should be burned alive. Pan Chi's personality was originally quite shrewish. Especially when she scolded people, it was like a continuous stream of gunfire. She didn't even take a breath. Especially you, the ultimate straight man. Do you think it's my honor that you kissed me forcefully? Because there are a lot of women waiting to be pampered by you. I don't want to talk to you. You can't communicate with me. Lin Yuqing said and turned to leave, but Pan Chi grabbed him. Where are you going? Are you going to tell Lu Li? It's none of your business. You swear not to tell anyone about Yuan Yuan's pregnancy. Otherwise, don't even think about walking out of this door. Lin Yuqing was a dignified man. How could he be threatened by a little woman? You want to stop me? Can you stop me? He pushed her away. Pan Chi staggered and almost fell. You actually hit a woman. When did I hit you? You're the one who insisted on blocking my way. I don't care. If you don't swear, I won't let you go. Pan Chi threw caution to the wind. She jumped on his back and wrapped around him like a koala. Hey, come down. Are you a monkey? F***C. Come down, you're biting me? It hurts. Let go. Lin Yuqing used a lot of strength to pull her down from his back. Pan Chi sat on the ground. Her buttocks were torn apart. She grimaced in pain. Seeing her face scrunched up in pain, Lin Yuqing felt a little sorry for her. He was about to pull her up, but he held back. You deserve it. After saying that, he rushed out of the door. Tao Yuan slept for the whole afternoon before waking up. When she opened her eyes, she saw Pan Chi sitting on the sofa at the head of the bed in a daze. Chi-Chi. You're awake. Pan Chi quickly came back to her senses and helped her sit up. Are you okay? Yeah, I was very dizzy just now. I feel better after sleeping. By the way, who helped us? Lin Yuqing. He just came and left when he saw you sleeping. Oh. Then I'll send him a text message to thank him later. Why did you thank that bastard? He came to make trouble on purpose. Pan Chi pursed her lips, frowned and spoke with difficulty. Let me tell you something. Don't be angry. That? I accidentally let it slip just now. Lin Yuqing knows about your pregnancy. I'm sorry, but I swear I really didn't mean it. I just blurted it out. Tao Yuan was stunned for a few seconds. It's okay. I don't blame you. He wanted to tell Lu Li, but I stopped him. I persuaded him for a long time. I don't think he would say it. With their relationship, do you think he would keep it a secret for me? He will say it sooner or later. But it's okay. Paper can't wrap fire. He will know what he should know. Sigh, it's all my fault. It's okay. Tao Yuan was very calm and said slowly, maybe this is a chance, my last chance. What do you mean? Why don't I understand? Pan Chi only felt that her eyes seemed to have made up her mind. But she didn't know what her plan was. Last chance. Did it mean that she would give Lu Li a fatal blow? In the bar, it was still a night of luxury and sensual pleasures. Men and women indulged themselves to their heart's content, venting crazily. Here no one cared about status. What they cared about was the exchange of power and sex. The loud music stimulated his nerves. He had a splitting headache and his heart felt like it was about to explode. But the more painful it was, the more Lu Li drank. There were already 7 or 8 empty bottles on the table. A beautiful woman with a model's body and very revealing clothes clung to him and kept squeezing him. Hey handsome, don't just focus on drinking. You should pay attention to me too. Chapter 6:15. Lu Li was annoyed by the noise and pushed her away. Get lost, don't? The woman stuck to him again. I'll drink with you. I told you to get lost. He pushed the woman away and she knocked over a few bottles and fell to the ground. The broken glass cut her hand and she screamed in pain. You lunatic. What's going on? A tall, bald and muscular man with a dragon tattoo on his body walked over with a few of his lackeys. Who, hubby? The woman quickly got up. He wanted to molest me. Fortunately, I dodged. Look, I'm injured. It hurts. How dare he touch my brother Long's woman? Cripple him. Yes, brother. A few of his men rushed over. Lu Li kicked over a table and knocked down 2 of them in an instant. Brother Long saw that he was good at fighting and shouted. Call someone F***ck this guy. A group of hooligans rushed in and scared the people in the bar away. More than 10 people surrounded Lu Li and they were all holding metal bars and knives. Kill him. Lu Li fought against more than 10 people alone and his eyes were bloodshot. The scene was very bloody. People fell one by one and he was also cut a few times. At this time, Lin Yuqing came in with a group of bodyguards and subdued the group of hooligans in a few minutes. They dragged them out like dead dogs. Lu Li was exhausted. He sat back on the sofa and continued drinking. You're injured and you're still drinking. Lin Yuqing snatched the glass. I'll send you to the hospital. Don't worry about it. Get lost. Do you want to drink yourself to death? Are you crazy enough? Stop hurting yourself, okay? Did you hear me? No matter how Lin Yuqing yelled at him, Lu Li ignored him. Lin Yuqing was so angry that he dragged Lu Li up from the sofa and yelled. Stop hurting yourself, do you hear me? Get the F***ck out of my way. Lu Li shook him off. Wake up. Give me the wine. Give me the wine, do you hear me? With bloodshot eyes, he tried to snatch the wine in Lin Yuqing's hand, but Lin Yuqing wouldn't give it to him no matter what. Follow me to the hospital. Scram. Lu Li threw a punch, but Lin Yuqing dodged it. He fell to the ground pathetically. His leg was injured and he couldn't get up. Look at you now. You look like a lunatic, you know that? Was there anything that couldn't be passed? Do you have to do this? What else can I do? Lu Li smiled bitterly. When I'm awake, I can die of pain. You have to face what you have to face. What's the use of running away like this? With the Lu family's current situation, if you collapse, the Lu family will really collapse. Yes, I can't fall. I've been supporting that family, but who has considered my feelings? I'm going to die. You still have me. Lu Li shook his head. I can't rely on anyone. Don't worry about me, get lost. I won't let you continue like this. Get up. Lin Yuqing dragged him up from the ground. Let's go to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, Lu Li fainted. After the doctor's diagnosis, it was serious gastric bleeding and he needed to be hospitalized. Lin Yuqing accompanied him in the hospital for the whole night. He was awakened by the piercing sunlight. The haggard man on the bed also let out a painful moan. You're awake. Is it still very painful? Lu Li, who was still in a blurry state, couldn't hear clearly. The scene in front of him was blurry. He tried hard to focus and saw the figure in front of him clearly. However, it wasn't Tao Yuan. She was the only person he wanted to see when he was in pain and despair. Unfortunately, she didn't want to see him. She wanted to get rid of him at all costs. That strong sense of loss and pain raged in Lu Li's chest. It became stronger and stronger. He pulled the corner of his mouth, wanting to smile bitterly. The moment he opened his mouth, he coughed painfully. Cough, 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 cough. Tears came out from the corner of his eyes. Are you okay? Do you want to call the doctor? I'm not dead yet. I'm here. How can I let you die? You have to live well, do you hear me? Dying is much harder than living. Does this sound like something you, Lu Li, should say? If you continue to be so weak, I won't even recognize you anymore. Yes, a lot of things have happened to the Lu family recently. I can understand you, but is there any use in giving up like this? The more it is like this, the more you have to pull yourself together. It's easy for you to say. If it were you, would you be able to do it? But you shouldn't torture your own body. You've already had gastric bleeding. Now your whole body is injured. If you continue like this, you'll be crippled sooner or later. So what? If I die, it has nothing to do with anyone. She won't shed a tear. Lin Yuqing knew very well that the she he was referring to was Tao Yuan. No matter how many things happened to the Lu family, he could handle it. The real fatal straw that broke his back was Tao Yuan. For the past few days, he had been conflicted about whether to tell him about Tao Yuan's pregnancy. He picked up his phone again and again and put it down again and again. He felt like he was going crazy. What Lu Li needed the most now was hope, and the child was his hope. But Tao Yuan didn't plan to have a child. Was it really good for her and the child if he forced her to stay? Happiness couldn't be forced, so it was very likely that the pain of their generation would continue to the next generation. If that was the case, it was better not to give birth. Giving birth would be a lifetime of suffering. There are many women in the world. It doesn't have to be her. You loved Tao Yanran so much before, but in the end, didn't you fall in love with Tao Yuan? So don't think so extreme. Tao Yuan's temper is too bad. She might not give you happiness. You'll definitely meet a gentle woman in the future. If that doesn't work, then I'll just lower myself and marry you, okay? Lu Li didn't say anything. He tilted his head and looked out the window. The weather in April was sunny, but it was already a little hot. The circle of light shone on the ground through the leaves, circle after circle. It was bright and dazzling, but it couldn't shine into his heart at all. It couldn't dispel the haze in his heart. His whole body seemed to be paralyzed. Every cell was full of fatigue. Sometimes he really didn't want to open his eyes again. But when he closed his eyes, he saw Su Baihe and Tao Yanran. It was the broken home. He was no longer living for himself, but for them. The only strength and hope in his life had been taken away. It was as if his backbone had been ruthlessly pulled out. The life of a walking dead was really too hard. You've been drinking every day recently and haven't eaten. You've even had gastric bleeding. If you don't take good care of yourself, you'll get stomach cancer sooner or later. Do you want to die so early? I'll go buy you some porridge and be right back. Seeing that he didn't have the strength to struggle anymore, Lin Yuqing left with peace of mind. Walking out of the ward, he immediately called Tao Yuan. It's me, Lin Yuqing. Well, I was about to call you. Thank you for saving me that day. At the thought of Lu Li in the ward, Lin Yuqing couldn't help but have a trace of hatred for Tao Yuan. Don't thank me. If you want to thank someone, thank Lu Li. I helped you because of him. Otherwise, I wouldn't care about your life or death. I know. No, you don't know anything. You don't know how much he loves you. You don't know what he has become for you and how miserable he is. He's in the hospital now. At the other end of the line, Tao Yuan was silent for a few seconds and then asked in the calmest voice. How is he? If you want to know, come and see for yourself. I can't see him. Why? Because you want a divorce? Lin Yuqing kicked over the trash can in anger. Ali was sorry for you in the past, but now you can feel how much he cares for you. Why do you have to divorce? Well, is this revenge for him? He hurt you once, so you want to hurt him once, right? Can you really be happy like this? Well, do you feel the pleasure of revenge? Thank you for last time. I'm hanging up. Wait. He fought with someone in the bar last night and was stabbed several times. Plus, he has gastric bleeding. His condition is terrible. Aren't you coming to see him? I'm sorry. What do you mean I'm sorry? Lin Yuqing frowned. He couldn't believe that there was such a cold-blooded person in the world. You know very well who he became like this for. You've almost taken revenge on him. Well, Tao Yuan? Can you stop before you go too far? Do you still have a heart? That's between me and him. He's my brother. But the divorce is between us. Lin Yuqing was about to go crazy. You know what? If you appear in front of me now, I'll strangle you to death. Don't worry, you won't see me again. What about Luli? You don't plan to see him again? You didn't even tell him about the child and you're going to solve it alone? That's my child. I can do whatever I want. T. If it wasn't for Luli, would you have gotten pregnant alone? The child belongs to him too. You have no right to make the decision alone. Even if you want to abort it, you should ask for his permission. You can't just abort it whenever you want. She said calmly. There's no rule in the law that says I have to ask for the man's permission to abort my child. I'm going to get a divorce. Why should I keep the child? Should I keep it to suffer with me? Tell him if you want to. You think I don't dare? I didn't say you don't dare, but I have to tell you that I will definitely abort the child. So if you tell him, you'll just make him despair again. If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't do it. Goodbye. Hello. Damn it, you actually hung up on me. Lin Yuqing turned around and stared at the ward. He gripped his phone tightly, his whole hand shaking. Should he say it or not? Lin Yuqing bought a bowl of porridge and returned to the ward with a heavy heart. Luli was lying on the bed, holding his phone in a daze. It was as if his spirit and blood had been drained. He was lifeless and his face was haggard. Who do you want to call? It's none of your business, he said impatiently. Have some porridge. I didn't buy it in the hospital cafeteria. I specially went to a very famous Hong Kong restaurant nearby to buy it. I tasted it and it's very good. I don't want to drink it. You don't like my saliva? Lin Yuqing forced a cheeky smile. In fact, he was not much more relaxed than Luli. He was also so sad that he felt like he was being cut by a knife. Chapter 616. Sure, but you have to eat the porridge first, then I won't bother you. Brother, you're suffering from gastric bleeding now. If you don't eat the porridge, you won't be able to keep your stomach. Lin Yuqing pulled a chair over, scooped a spoonful of porridge and sent it to his mouth and joked. This is the first time I've done such a mushy thing. Don't you think we look gay? If we were gay, we would be the most handsome gay in the world. A perfect match. How about I be a little aggrieved and submit to you? At most, I'll let you be the dominant, how about that? I don't want to drink. Come on, don't be stubborn, I'll feed you. I said I don't want to drink, don't bother me. Luli picked up the phone and Lin Yuqing saw the word, wife, on the screen. When he thought of her cold voice just now, he was filled with anger. His face immediately darkened, and he shouted in a very angry tone. You want to call her? She's going to divorce you, don't embarrass yourself. Give me the phone. Give me the phone. Do you hear me? Lin Yuqing reached out to grab it, and the two fought for a while before Lin Yuqing finally snatched it. Give me the phone. Give it to me. Do you hear me? I won't let you call her. Give me the phone. Luli roared. Look at yourself now, do you have to do this for a woman? Tao Yuan isn't the only woman in this world, do you have to torture yourself to death? She's not worthy of your love. Whether I'm worthy or not is my own business, it's none of your business. Can you wake up? She doesn't love you at all, she's just taking revenge on you. She's already determined to dump you, and she's even willing to beat her own child. Even if you beg her, she won't turn back. There was a buzz in Luli's ears. What did you say? Child? What child? Lin Yuqing gave himself a hard slap. I didn't want to say it, but I really can't bear to see you like this. Tao Yuan is pregnant. Pregnant? When did you know? I only found out 2 days ago. She's already a month pregnant. Why didn't she tell me? She never planned to tell you, and the child was just a tool for her revenge. She was taking revenge on you from the very beginning. Do you understand? No, I don't believe it. She loves me. He must love me. She doesn't love you. If she loved you, she wouldn't have aborted your child. No, she loves me. I'm going to find her. It's too late. She has already decided to abort the child. That's good. You can see how cruel she is. That woman doesn't deserve your love. I want to see her. He frantically tried to get out of bed. What are you doing there? It's no use even if you go. Even if you force her to give birth to the child, she won't love the child, let alone you. She will only hate you more. The child will be abused when it's born. Let's end it like this. Get lost. Lu Li pushed Lin Yuqing away and used all his strength. He staggered a few steps back and fell to the ground, knocking over the bedside cabinet. Are you okay? I want to see her. Where is she? I can't say. Tell me, where is she? Lu Li grabbed his collar and roared angrily. Tell me, where is she? Lin Yuqing closed his eyes in pain. At the hospital. Human flow department. Pan Chi asked nervously with a pale face. Are you sure? Have you thought it through? Yes. But, don't worry, it's okay. Tao Yuan comforted her with a few words. Next, Tao Yuan, hurry up. Pan Chi grabbed her hand and refused to let go. Don't dawdle. Hurry up. The nurse urged. Pan Chi waited anxiously. She wanted to rush in again and again, but she held it back. She was so anxious that tears came out of her eyes. Where is she? Lu Li stumbled over. Lin Yuqing followed behind him. Didn't I tell you not to tell him? Lin Yuqing said helplessly. I had no choice. I couldn't stop her. She went in? Yes. Damn it. She has been in there for a long time. It's useless for you to go now. Get out of my way. Lu Li pushed Pan Chi away, shouted Tao Yuan's name and rushed in. On the operating table, Tao Yuan was lying there with a pale face. His lower body was covered in blood. The doctors and nurses were shocked by him. The air was filled with a strong smell of blood. This scene became the most terrifying shadow that Lu Li had experienced in his life. Child? He groaned, his body trembling violently. Where is the child? It's been aborted. She signed it. She is responsible for it. It's none of our business. Impossible, I don't believe it. Lu Li roared and overturned everything. He grabbed Tao Yuan's hand and asked with red eyes. You're lying to me, right? The child is still there, right? Tao Yuan closed her eyes and said coldly. No, it's been aborted. I don't believe it. The child must be still there. I want to check again. I don't believe it. His crazed look made the people around him very worried. I don't believe. There's nothing I can do if you don't believe it. I can't keep this child. Why are you doing this to me? What? You've hurt me so much in the past. That's the reason. This is a human life. How can you be so cruel? You can only blame yourself for being the child's father, so you can't keep it. Since we're going to divorce, why should the child exist? He's suffering even though he's alive. I also wanted to raise him alone, but I'm not that great. Whenever I see him, I'll think of you. I don't want to suffer that. Lu Li staggered a few steps back, tears rolling down his cheeks. He was smiling, but it was a very sad and painful smile. You've done so much just to get a divorce, right? There was a lump in her throat. Yes. Okay. I'll fulfill your wish. I'll divorce you. Are you satisfied? He rushed out of the room in complete despair. Pan Chi saw him in such a miserable state. For the first time she felt sorry for this man. What are you looking at? Hurry up and chase after him. Lin Yuqing hurriedly chased after him. The nurse urged. What the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take him away. Pan Chi helped Tao Yuan off the bed. Standing in the cold corridor, Tao Yuan hugged her head and cried. I'm sorry. Lu Li. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. It was a stormy day in early summer. The whole city was shrouded in dark clouds, and the atmosphere was oppressive. The day of the divorce came more peacefully than expected. Tao Yuan walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau. It was raining heavily. Lu Li walked out behind her, holding a big black umbrella. His black trench coat made him look even colder, as if he had no feelings at all. The two of them stood at the door, silent. She was still holding the divorce certificate in her hand, burning her fingers. Thank you. After a long time, she heard her own hoarse voice. Thank me for what? Thank me for finally letting you go and letting you be free? His mocking voice was also cold, without the slightest inflection or emotion. It was as if he could no longer love or hate. I'm sorry. Like you said, I don't need a hypocritical apology. I don't want to hear it. Are you sympathizing with me? I'm not. Was this a well-planned revenge from the very beginning? He sneered. I hope so that I can completely lose all hope for you. Tao Yuan, congratulations on winning. She wanted to say that this was never a win or a loss, but the result still hurt him. You've finally gotten rid of me. How are you feeling now? Are you cheering? If you want to laugh, just laugh. Don't suppress it too hard. Anyway, to me you're just my ex-wife. Everything about you has nothing to do with me. She looked down at her toes. The water had already risen and wetted her shoes. She had a plain face and looked a little haggard. Her eye sockets were deeply sunken. You once said that I'm not worthy of your love. Now I'm going to give you those words. A woman who cruelly aborted her own child is even less worthy of my love. I have to thank you for letting me see your true colors. Yes, I'm that cold-blooded. I only love myself. The child or anyone else is not important. You hate me. He chuckled. But you're not even worthy of hate. I'll leave far away from here. Promise me, don't come looking for me. At this moment she was still so heartless. Luli felt it was very ironic. A suffocating feeling pressed down on his heart, making it difficult for him to breathe. However, it was all over. He told himself that from now on, he didn't care about anything about this woman. Why would I look for you? What's your relationship with me? That's right. We have nothing to do with each other. This is for the best. She took a deep breath. Her nose was sour and her throat was swollen. The next second she was about to cry. Therefore she could only lower her head and lower her voice. I hope you're happy. Don't say such hypocritical words. But I will. I'll be fine without you. No one could make him feel heart-wrenching pain anymore. No one could make him beg so humbly. He walked into the rain with an umbrella. He didn't have a car, so he left on foot. Tao Yuan looked at the receding figure in the rain and finally couldn't hold back her tears. She finally got the divorce certificate, but she wasn't as happy as she had expected. It turned out that the so-called right decision was the most painful one. But this was also good. She told herself that the pain of the moment was better than the pain of the two of them in the future. Let her bear all of this alone. The boy she fell in love with when she was 11, she loved for a whole 14 years, and now he was finally gone from her life. Everything was over. Goodbye, Luli. In the spring of Los Angeles, the plants were lush and the sky was clear. The bright sun shone on a star-rated Western restaurant on the street. A beautiful woman in a tight skirt walked in. Her face was bright and clean, and her facial features were exquisite. She looked very young, but her hair and clothes revealed a mature charm. The skirt was a Chong Sam, and the lavender lace outlined her slim figure. Her figure was better than a ballet dancer's. The exposed neck was like a slender white swan. Miss Tao. The Chinese man by the window stood up. Mr. William, I'm sorry I'm late. No, I'm early. Chapter 617. Tao Yuan was in a hurry. Her workplace was more than 20 minutes away, and she had to rush back for a meeting. But nothing was more important than her baby son, so she spared no effort to meet his kindergarten music teacher. What can I do for Andy? Andy is fine. He's fine. Didn't you ask me to meet? Tao Yuan was surprised. I thought you asked me. The smart woman immediately understood that this must be a blind date arranged by her bad friend Pan Chi and her baby son Tao Xiaojiu. She was speechless. She had to teach them a lesson when she got back. So it's a misunderstanding. But it's okay. It's not bad to have lunch together. Of course, Tao Yuan couldn't leave immediately. She ordered a simple meal and took the opportunity to ask about her baby son. How's Andy doing in kindergarten? Very good. He's much more mature than other kids his age. He's like a little man. William was a little excited when he talked about him. And he's very talented in music. He plays the piano very well. That's great. You know, I raised William myself, so he's not as arrogant as other kids. Yeah. Then, won't you consider finding a father for him? It's normal to get married again in America. As long as you really love each other, you won't mind if the other takes care of the child. Tao Yuan felt that this teacher was very attentive to her from the beginning, but she didn't point it out. She smiled and said, I've gone through the most difficult times. Andy is very sensible. It's not hard for me to take care of him alone. But he needs a father. I like Andy very much. Whoever is his father is lucky. Let's eat first. I'm a little hungry. As they ate, William said again. I heard from Andy that you have a good impression of me. Yes, Andy also said that you have a good temper and teach well. Thank you for the compliment. I really like kids. William's heart was very pure. I'm Chinese American, but I like Chinese women very much. I think they're very beautiful, intellectual, and charming. Thank you. Tao Yuan looked out of the window. She knew what he was expecting and didn't want to answer. William went around in a big circle. Seeing that she was unwilling to respond to him, he plucked up his courage and said, Miss Tao, I really like you. I fell in love with you at first sight. I'm willing to be Andy's father. Tao Yuan almost spat out the coffee she just drank. Isn't the way Europeans and Americans express their feelings too directly? They had only met 3 or 4 times in total. Was it really okay for him to directly say that he wanted to be her son's stepfather? Thank you for your love, but I'm not thinking about remarrying at the moment. It's tough for a woman and a child to live abroad alone. You need someone to share your burden. I have friends. Are you talking about Miss Pan? But she can't take the place of her father. I still stand by my words. I won't consider remarrying for the time being. What about dating? Can you please give me a chance? Sorry. Tao Yuan was like this. If she didn't like someone, she would never give them any leeway. She would not find anyone to be a spare tire. It wasn't that she hadn't considered remarrying. She had also thought about finding another father for Tao Xiaojiu before. But how could it be so easy to find one? There were endless suitors around, but it didn't mean that they were suitable. When it came to love, it was still up to fate. Not just any man could fill the father's love. She believed that Tao Xiaojiu would understand her. But, I have to go back to work. Goodbye. Tao Yuan got up and left. William looked at her graceful figure and was very disappointed. He had been completely attracted by this oriental beauty. Back home after work. In the small apartment there was a joint hearing. Pan Chi and Tao Xiaojiu sat side by side on the sofa. They put their hands behind them and sat down obediently. Tao Yuan took a bottle of water from the fridge and gulped down 2 mouthfuls. Tell me whose idea was this? Tao Xiaojiu and Pan Chi looked at each other and didn't speak. Do you think that everything will be fine if you cover up for each other? This must be your bad idea. How did you teach my son? He arranged a blind date for his mother at such a young age. Oh my God. You will lead him astray. It's not godmother. It's my idea. Although Tao Xiaojiu was only 5 years old, he already had the responsibility of a little man. He said with his chest puffed out. He had a delicate little face. Although he was young, the outline was already very clear. He had a heroic spirit and was extremely handsome. Pan Chi was so moved that her eyes were filled with tears. Her little boyfriend was so strong. It was so touching. Godmother said that men are 41 flowers and women are 30 tofu dregs. Mommy, you are already 30? Tao Yuan almost spat out a mouthful of blood. 30 years old was a woman's golden age, okay? She was so beautiful. How was she a tofu dregs? Pan Chi hurriedly covered Tao Xiaojiu's mouth. You remembered wrongly. I clearly said that women are as beautiful as a painting at 30. Children have a bad memory. Yes, I am a tofu dregs. So the two of you think that I am disturbing your world and want to chase me out, right? Okay, I will leave now. Although they knew that she was deliberately throwing a tantrum, Pan Chi and Tao Xiaojiu still hurriedly stopped her. Mommy, don't go. Why are you arguing with the two of us? Aren't we doing this for your own good? It's our fault. We will make dinner tomorrow night. For my own good? Did I ask you to go on a blind date for me? I have eaten your white rice. Why do I need you to worry about me? Annoying? We are annoying. Pan Chi hurriedly carried Tao Xiaojiu. Tao Xiaojiu kissed Tao Yuan's face. She was no longer angry. In the face of such a handsome face of her precious son, how could she be angry? She just didn't forgive them verbally. If there is a next time, I will chase the two of you out. It was late at night. Tao Yuan took care of Tao Xiaojiu until he fell asleep. Her son was very obedient. He could have his own room since he was 3 years old. Knowing that she was busy, he never pestered her to tell bedtime stories. Sometimes, when she fell asleep on the sofa, the little boy would get up and cover her with the quilt. He was very considerate. Mommy. Tao Xiaojiu grabbed her sleeve and said in a childish voice. What's wrong? Mommy, are you angry with me and godmother? Mommy, I am sorry. Silly, of course not. I was just joking with you. Mommy, I just like Teacher William very much. But Mommy doesn't like him and neither do I. Mommy, don't be afraid. Because you have Xiaojiu. Xiaojiu will soon grow up to take care of Mommy. Xiaojiu will always be with Mommy. Mommy, I love you. Listening to her son's confession, Tao Yuan was so moved that her nose became wet. Although she had experienced a failed marriage, Lu Li gave her the most obedient and lovely son in the world. He was her spiritual support and the person she loved the most. In the past few years she worked while taking care of the child. It was really hard. But when she saw her son's lovely face, she felt happy no matter how hard she worked. Only a mother could deeply understand this feeling. Good night. Mommy loves you too. When Tao Yuan walked out of the room, Pan Chi had just finished washing up. What? Are you ignoring me? Oh, is it necessary? I have been with you and your son for 6 years. Even if I don't have any credit, I have worked hard, okay? How can you be so cruel? I think you have an ulterior motive. You just want to send me away and then take my son away. Haha, you can see that. Pan Chi smiled mischievously. Tao Yuan lost her temper because of her. I said this kind of thing will not happen again. Okay, I promise. Your promise is no longer credible. Tell me, how many times have you arranged a blind date for me? Do you know how awkward it is for the two of us to sit there like fools? Hey, aren't I just thinking about your happiness? Yesterday, our neighbor even asked if we were a couple. I'm not going to take the blame. Tao Yuan rolled her eyes. What? Is it embarrassing to be a lesbian with me? Of course I don't care, but you are going to get married. Even if you don't get married, Xiaojiu also needs a father. In fact, I think that music teacher is quite good. His family is good and he is a musician. He must have a good temper and is very caring. Isn't that what you want? Tao Yuan smiled. Not bad? Yes. Yes, then you marry him yourself. You are a golden leftover woman in her 30s. You should worry more about yourself. I have at least one son. What about you? Humph, what are you talking about? I will go to the sperm bank tomorrow to find one. Xiaojiu is so cute that I want to have a baby. Okay, don't be angry. It is all for your own good. Tao Yuan shook her head. What I hate the most now is this: it is all for your own good. Am I living a bad life now? I have a career, a son and friends. I feel good. And you always say that even if I don't think about myself, I have to think about Xiaojiu. But giving him a father is for his own good? I am his mother and no one in the world loves him more than I do. I know what is best for him. Others don't understand me, but do you think you don't? You are just making a fuss. Okay, it is just a joke. Don't be so serious. Hey, of course I know that you and that music teacher can't be together. But I see that you are so focused on work and your son. I am afraid that you will delay your life, so I am reminding you. I'm just teasing you. Look at how anxious you are. Don't make such jokes in the future. I still have to work tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Go. I will send Xiaojiu to kindergarten tomorrow. In her first year in the United States, Tao Yuan applied for a master's degree in architectural design at a famous school. She studied hard for 4 years before she graduated. She was currently working for one of the world's top 500 construction companies. Within 2 years, she was promoted to the position of director. She was very satisfied with her situation. There were many female colleagues in her group. So, after a meeting, they would drink afternoon tea and gossip. Sometimes the news was quite interesting. Tao Yuan listened to them while working. I heard that the new CEO will come to our department for an inspection at 5. Wow, the new CEO? The one who just took office last week? The one that you said was very handsome? Yes, that's him. I have never seen such a handsome Chinese man. How should I describe his facial features? Well, exquisite, with a kind of gothic melancholy temperament, like those French models. You know? The key is that he is super tall, and his body is no less than a Westerner's. So handsome. Chapter 6:18. No, I just got the news from the secretary. No, we don't believe you dressed up today. That's not the point. The point is that the president is really handsome with long legs. What? You want to climb into the president's bed? Don't you want to try the president's skills in bed? Westerners were more straightforward in their jokes, and Tao Yuan was already used to it. Director, is there an idiom in China, too handsome to close his legs? The female employee's Chinese was very poor. Tao Yuan took a long time to understand. She didn't know whether to laugh or cry. That's not an idiom. It's a popular phrase. She answered in fluent English. Where did you learn to say that? A Chinese friend taught me. Looks like I was fooled by her. The president is here. Go back to your seat. A male supervisor said anxiously. Didn't you say 5? I don't know. Maybe it was moved up. Sit down. She didn't have to stand in front of the elevator to receive the president like in China. Tao Yuan tidied her hair and continued with her work. The company she worked for was one of the top 500 companies in the world. Suddenly changing the president meant that the new president must be someone powerful. Moreover, he was Chinese. She couldn't help but wonder who he was. Could it be that Lu Li was here? She found the idea funny. Lu Li wasn't the only overbearing president in the world. How could it be him? And he said he wouldn't look for her again. They were completely over. Thinking of this, she couldn't help but feel sad. Even though the wound had scabbed, it still hurt. The new president walked over, accompanied by the secretary and the supervisor. President. President. He shook hands with the employees one by one. When he was about to reach Tao Yuan, she looked up and was shocked. His name almost jumped out of her mouth. The man stopped in front of her, stretched out a beautiful big hand, the corner of his mouth hooked up into a faint smile, beautiful and unmatched. Hi, long time no see. The president's office. Outside the window was the bustling city of Los Angeles. The golden sun shone on the gray Italian carpet. The leather sofa shimmered with a low-key luxury in the light. The man in the chair was dressed in a handmade suit. Every stitch was perfectly ironed, wrapping around his well-built body. It was a masculine body full of male hormones. Tao Yuan stared at him in a daze for a while. After 3 years, the Ouyang Shua in her memory had changed. In the past, she always felt that he was a little sinister. When he was playing pranks, he gave off the feeling that he was a little naughty and cynical. However, in the past 3 years, this man had undergone a complete transformation. His facial features had matured a lot, and there was more of a man's sharpness between his brows. However, there was still a trace of playfulness from the past. Mixed together, there was a special kind of charm that could enchant people's hearts. He smiled and let her stare at him. His slender fingers danced around the edge of the white coffee cup. After a long while, he finally spoke. If you keep looking at me like this, I'll think that you're sleeping with the new CEO. Tao Yuan was amused. They all say you're so handsome that you can't close your legs. Is that so? The conflict between the two of them had long since been resolved. When Tao Yuan first arrived in America, Ouyang Shua also came with her. At first, she resisted his help, but he helped her a lot and gradually made her let down her guard. The first year of pregnancy was the most tiring. Life was a mess and he was the one who helped her. He was the one who helped her get into a famous school, and he was also the one who helped her get her green card. In short, everything was inseparable from his help. He arranged her messy life in order. Most importantly, her due date was a week early. If he hadn't sent her to the hospital that night, Xiaojiu might not have been able to keep her life. She would remember this kindness for the rest of her life. After that, he stayed with her for 2 years, waiting for her life to completely stabilize before leaving. They rarely contacted each other in the past 3 years. She didn't expect him to suddenly appear, which really gave her a big surprise. I didn't hear you mention it on the phone last time. How long ago was the last time we called? 152 days ago. Who knows what will happen 152 days later? You remember it so clearly. He clearly remembered everything that happened with her, and he would never forget it. Ouyang Shua restrained the passion in his eyes and looked at her with the eyes of an old friend, admiring the face that made him miss her so much. If he was only attracted to her 6 years ago, then now he fell in love with her. To what extent did he love her? He loved her so much that he was willing to accept the son of his enemy. How incredible. During the 3 years they were apart, he would come back to see her every once in a while, just downstairs of her apartment, silently watching her and the child, but never disturbing her. How is Xiaojiu? Yes. Why don't you come to my house for dinner tonight? I'll cook. Ouyang Shua agreed readily. The kitchen of the apartment was in chaos. Pan Chi, who was cooking for the first time, was in a hurry. She grabbed the shrimp and threw it into the pan with her eyes closed, screaming non-stop. Wow, so scary. Tao Xiaojiu crossed her arms like an adult, looked at her helplessly and shook her head. Godmother, mommy is right. You are a disaster in the kitchen. Don't look down on me like that, okay? Who doesn't have a first time? This is called putting it into practice. My courage is commendable. Mommy said that you are more suitable to be a strong woman. In order to save the kitchen, let's order takeout. Eating takeout is not nutritious. You won't grow tall. Besides, didn't we promise your mommy yesterday to cook for her as an apology? A man must keep his promise. But I don't want the kitchen to burn. Please don't look down on me like that. I can handle it. Don't worry. Ding dong, yay, mommy is back. The two hurried to receive her. Mommy. Tao Xiaojiu opened the door happily. A very handsome uncle was standing outside. He looked at her with his big black eyes. His first reaction was, is this his daddy? Because he is as handsome as me. Ouyang Shua squatted down and handed the transformer gift box to Tao Xiaojiu. This is a gift for you. Thank you, uncle. I like your gift very much. Uncle, you are so handsome as me. Ouyang Shua was amused. You are more handsome than uncle. Mommy, uncle, change your shoes. Tao Xiaojiu quickly took slippers for them to change into and then put their shoes on the shoe rack. Ouyang Shua was extremely fond of this adorable little person, and he picked her up in one go. Come, give uncle a kiss. Tao Xiaojiu immediately gave him a big kiss. Ouyang Shua beamed. Hey, do you remember me? Pan Chi waved her hand. The corner of Ouyang Shua's mouth twitched as he joked. You are not married yet? Are you two married? You are so annoying. I'm not a lesbian. What's burnt? Tao Yuan frowned. I almost forgot. I am cooking. You are cooking? Forget it. Don't burn my kitchen. Tao Xiaojiu quickly nodded in agreement. Yes, that's what I told Godmother. There are guests today. Let me cook. You guys take a seat. Pan Chi said obsequiously. I will help you. Ouyang Shua helped Tao Xiaojiu open the gift box. He was very smart. The complicated transformer was assembled in less than a minute. His IQ was surprisingly high. He must have inherited Lu Li's genes. While playing, Tao Xiaojiu suddenly asked, Uncle, are you my daddy? Ouyang Shua was stunned and then shook his head. He hoped so. Unfortunately, he did not have such a good life. He had been with Tao Xiaojiu since he was born until he was 2 years old. At that time he was still young and could not remember him. Compared to Lu Li, he was more like Tao Xiaojiu's father. However, blood was thicker than water. No matter how much he did, he could not replace his real father. Oh, Tao Xiaojiu pursed her lips. If only you were my daddy. What's wrong? My mommy is very tired. In order to take me out on the weekend, she has to work overtime every day. Tao Xiaojiu said gloomily. I feel sorry for mommy. Uncle, do you know my daddy? Ouyang Shua shook his head. Uncle, you are lying. My mommy said that when people lie, they dare not look into the other person's eyes. Uncle, you did not look into my eyes just now. A master liar like Ouyang Shua was actually seen through by a child. Therefore, children's eyes were the purest. Don't think that they were young. In fact, their bright eyes could see through everything. What kind of person is my daddy? Ouyang Shua touched his head and did not answer. Uncle, did my daddy go to heaven? Why would you think so? If he did not go to heaven, my mommy is so good. Why does he not want her? The world of adults is very complicated. You are still young. You will understand when you grow up. Are you not happy now? Tao Xiaojiu nodded. Happy. But I also want my mommy to be happy. I will make her happy. He promised him in his heart that he would make both of them happy. In the kitchen, Tao Yuan was still cleaning up the mess for Pan Chi. A good plate of prawns was all fried by her. The murder scene was too horrible to look at. Well, why did Ouyang Shua suddenly come back? He is the new president of our company. Oh, what a coincidence. He came for you, right? What? After leaving for 3 years, he suddenly thought it through and wanted to come back to be Xiaojiu's father? What father? Don't make it sound so bad. Yes. I think he really wants to be Xiaojiu's father. Think about it. He has been with you for 3 years. If it is not because he loves you, is it because he is doing charity? He is more like Xiaojiu's father than a certain someone. In fact, I think responsibility is more important than bloodline. He has been with you since you were pregnant. After all, he was the one who took care of you. Xiaojiu looks like him. Besides, he and Lu Li are brothers. Their genes are somewhat similar. If you say that he is Xiaojiu's biological father, no one will doubt it. Because he is Lu Li's younger brother, it is even more impossible. When the time comes, what do you want Xiaojiu to call Lu Li? Daddy or uncle? I don't want to have anything to do with them. You're already divorced. Even if you are. That is too unfair to Ouyang Shua. To be honest, he has always been Xiaojiu's father in my heart. He is 100% sincere to you. I am very grateful to him, but he is just a good friend to me. That is all. Chapter 619. Don't talk about this later, especially don't talk nonsense in front of little Nine, do you understand? Although little Nine was young, but in his heart he was very clear. Children are more sensitive. She will think a lot if we just say a few words. Got it. Go out and wait for lunch. You don't need my help? How is this helping? You are not helping. The kitchen is so small, and it is hard for two people to turn around. I told you to move to a bigger apartment. It is only 70 square meters. How big can the kitchen be? Well, it is time to buy a house. I will look for it this weekend. Ever since Ouyang Shua greeted Tao Yuan at the company that day, she suddenly became the center of attention in the department. The female staff fought to please her, treating her to coffee, afternoon tea, and buying her gifts. She could not even accept all of them. Director, just say it. What is your relationship with the CEO? Are you an old lover? Of course not. You are thinking too much. Then is he your boyfriend? You know that I am already the mother of a child. How can I have an old lover? He is really just a friend. Does that mean we have a chance? That is right. Director, since you are not that kind of relationship with the CEO, help us create a chance. Let's have lunch together another day. Tao Yuan ate the macarons they bought and drank the coffee. She was quite enjoying herself. The first rule in the workplace is not to sleep with the boss. Don't you know that? But he is the CEO. He is not my direct superior. It is okay. Here is my business card. Give it to him when you have the chance. Give mine to him too. I want to give it to him too. Tao Yuan received more than a dozen business cards at once. She felt like a matchmaker. The style of foreign girls was indeed tough and direct. But since he had received favors from others, he had no choice but to do his job. At noon she was busy until 1 o'clock. As she ate, a figure appeared in front of her. He did not order anything but just watched her eat with a faint smile. Big CO, you have time to watch others eat? Ouyang Shua shook his head. Your table manners TSKK so cruel, did I? Tao Yuan was starving, so she was a little savage. She had always been an elegant woman. She would not disregard her image just because she was the mother of a child. She politely wiped her mouth with a napkin. Sorry, I forgot myself. Why are you eating so late? She asked. I can't help it. You're eating so late, so I can only eat late and wait for you. It just so happens that I have something to discuss with you. Tao Yuan took out a stack of business cards. Ouyang Shua casually glanced at them. They were all women's name cards. What's going on? A blind date for me? Why are you more concerned about my marriage than my mother? Now that all the colleagues in the department know that you and I are old friends, they are all fighting for me to be their matchmaker. They treat me to desserts and coffee every day. I've gained 2 kilograms. But you seem to enjoy it. Tao Yuan nodded. But you can't just eat from others without taking action. The name cards are all here. You can pick any one. I've completed my task. Ouyang Shua touched his lips. His action was very sexy. So I'm only worth 1 dessert? Not 1 but many, many desserts. Here I've given you my name card. It's up to you whether you want to call. Since you're so sincere, I can't let you eat from others for free, right? How about I ask one out for dinner now? Okay. Ouyang Shua picked out a name card and dialed the number on it. Tao Yuan was wondering who was so lucky when her phone rang. She glanced at it. It was actually his number. Ouyang Shua gestured for her to answer the phone. Tao Yuan was annoyed and amused at the same time. Big CO, what's up? Are you free for dinner tonight? She shook her head, amused. I admit that you're still good at picking up girls. So you've agreed. It just so happens that Xiaojio's kindergarten is organizing a spring outing. She'll be back tomorrow. Pan Chi is attending a party again. I'm free. Then it's a deal. Ouyang Shua hung up and teased her. I just asked one out. You've completed your task. Come on, how is this a completed task? If they find out, I'll definitely become their public enemy. It wasn't easy for me to mix with women. Don't drag me down. After Tao Yuan finished the last bite of food, her phone rang. Mr. William, what's wrong? Andy has a fever. He's in the hospital now. Fever? Send me the address. I'll come over now. She hurriedly got up, but Ouyang Shua held her back. Xiaojio has a fever? Yeah. I don't know what's going on. They're all in San Simon now. I have to hurry. I'll drive you. No need. You're so anxious now. How can I let you drive alone? Then let's go. On the way, Tao Yuan was as anxious as an ant on a hot pan. Ouyang Shua was also very anxious, but men were much calmer than women when it came to things. He comforted her. It's normal for children to have a fever. It'll be fine. But Xiaojiu has always been in good health. He's almost never sick. He was fine when he left yesterday. Why did he suddenly have a fever? It's all my fault. I shouldn't have let him go on the spring outing. Don't worry. It'll be fine. After a few hours of driving, the two arrived at San Simon Hospital. As soon as the car stopped, Tao Yuan rushed out of the car. Xiaojiu? She rushed into the ward. William hurriedly turned his head and made a shushing gesture to her. He's asleep. Seeing his little face turn pale, Tao Yuan felt her heart clench. Her son's illness was 10,000 times worse than her own illness. Even if it was a fever, she was still very worried. Such a strong-minded woman suddenly had tears in her eyes. I felt that his complexion was not right this morning, but he said that he was fine. He suddenly fainted when we were playing games together. I immediately sent him to the hospital. I'm sorry. I was too nervous. Did I scare you? I should have waited for his condition to stabilize before informing you. Tao Yuan shook her head. Thank you. When he was sent here, his fever was 39 degrees. Now it's gone. He can go back after the infusion. William glanced at Ouyang Shura. The handsome and imposing man made him feel inferior. He knew that an excellent woman like Tao Yuan, even a single mother, still had many pursuers. But he thought that he was already the best among them. He didn't expect that there would be such an excellent pursuer. No wonder she rejected him so heartlessly. He really overestimated himself. After more than an hour, Tao Xiaojiu woke up. There was a hint of surprise in her sleepy eyes. Mommy, why are you here? Why didn't you tell the teacher that you had a fever? Because I knew the teacher would tell you. I didn't want you to worry. I'm sorry, Mommy. Tao Yuan's heart ached. The person who should really say sorry was her. Xiaojiu didn't have a father and she was often very busy. Therefore he was more mature than children of the same age. He rarely acted coquettishly or mischievously. But that was the nature of children. It was all her fault. Uncle, you're here too. Thank you for sending my mommy here. Mommy, I'm a little man. The fever is just a small problem. I don't feel uncomfortable at all now. You see, I can still get up. Just lie down and don't move. After being discharged from the hospital in the afternoon, Ouyang Shua sent them home. After dinner, Tao Yuan sent him downstairs. Thank you for today. I was too nervous at the time. It would be terrible if something happened on the way. There are some things I don't want to say, but I'm also very anxious about the situation today. Xiaojiu still needs a father and you also need a man. Otherwise it's really too hard. If something happens, you can't find anyone to help. Tao Yuan was silent. She couldn't deny the role of a man in a family. It was not easy to find a man. I know you mean well. Thank you. You want to say that you can take good care of Xiaojiu alone? You always like to be strong. I'm not trying to be strong. It's just that I have to be strong as a mother. Of course, I know the importance of a complete family for a child. It's really hard to be alone. I'll think about it. Remember to consider me first. I've been waiting in line since 6 years ago. No matter what, there should be a first-come first-served rule, right? He blinked at her. He didn't want to give her pressure, so he stopped at the right time and didn't continue. By the way, do you still promise to have dinner with me during the day? Haven't we already eaten just now? You invited me, not the other way around. Then let's do it the night after tomorrow. You've helped me so much. I should be the one to treat you to dinner. Ouyang Shua shrugged. Then it's settled. I'll send you the address. See you tomorrow night. See you tomorrow night. On the balcony upstairs, two heads crowded together. Pan Chi asked, Do you like this uncle? Tao Xiaojiu nodded seriously. I like him. He's as handsome as me. Then do you want him to be your father? Tao Xiaojiu thought about it carefully and nodded. He's good to Mommy. Then let's work together to make him your father, how about that? Okay. The two shook hands and formed an alliance. Tao Yuan was worried that Tao Xiaojiu's condition would relapse, so she took 2 days off to stay at home to take care of him. Fortunately, his condition was stable, so she went out to meet him. She was putting on makeup, and Pan Chi and Tao Xiaojiu were next to her to give her advice. Mommy looks good in this black dress. No, this pink dress suits your skin better. Tao Xiaojiu observed it carefully. Won't it be too grand? Of course not. Your uncle Ouyang is very rich. He must be taking your mommy to a 5-star hotel. She can't dress too casually. But I think my mommy looks very classy in black. Pan Chi turned to ask Tao Yuan. Tell me, which one will you choose? Of course my son picks it. Yes. For the sake of my godson's good taste, I'll choose the black dress. Pan Chi took the makeup bag. Xiaojiu, let me test you. What is this? Eyelash curler. What about this? Cosmetic powder. What about this? Eyelash raincoat. This lying silkworm pen. Wow, that's amazing. Give me a kiss. Tao Yuan was amused and speechless. Chapter 620. Let him understand women from an early age. Don't worry, your son is a 100% straight man. It's impossible for him to become gay. Godmother, what is a straight man and what is gay? Tao Xiaojiu was eager to learn. Tao Yuan rolled her eyes at Pan Chi. Well, he will know sooner or later when he grows up. My son is handsome, plays the piano, and is such a gentleman. I don't know how many girls will fall for him in the future. No, I have to have a daughter. Tao Xiaojiu, who had always been interested in Chinese idioms, immediately asked. What does it mean to keep the goodies within the family? I will have a daughter and you will be my son-in-law, okay? Okay. Tao Xiaojiu squinted her eyes and tilted her head with a smile. The whole world brightened. Good boy. Tao Yuan shook her head. My son will be led astray by you sooner or later. Hee hee. Xiaojiu, do you think your mommy is pretty? Yes. My mommy is the most beautiful woman in the world. Tao Yuan was sweeter than honey. She hugged her son and kissed him again and again. They walked her to the door. Have a good date. You don't have to come back tonight. I will have a word with Xiaojiu. What are you talking about? It's just a meal. Xiaojiu, mommy will be home before 10. Bye, mommy. The place was a bit far, so Tao Yuan decided to take a taxi there. As soon as she walked out of the building, a limousine stopped in front of her. The door of the back seat opened and a blonde middle-aged woman sat in the back seat. Time couldn't hide her amazing beauty. She was mature, elegant, noble and generous. Tao Yuan thought he looked a bit familiar. I am Shua's mother, Christine. She answered in standard Chinese. No wonder she found him familiar. Ouyang Shua and Lu Li both inherited Lu Yanting's genes, but the difference was his mother. Ouyang Shua inherited Christine's beauty. Hello. Miss Tao, please get in the car. The RV was spacious and Kristen poured her a glass of champagne. Thank you. Miss Tao, since I'm already here, I'll be straightforward. Please don't see my son again. Tao Yuan was stunned. We are friends. Do you know that my son likes you? She fell silent. Since you know, then you're taking advantage of his feelings. I didn't. I saw you and your son at St. Simon 2 days ago. I've done a thorough investigation. The father of the child is Lu Li. You divorced 6 years ago. Actually, a long time ago, I noticed that my son fell in love with a woman, but he refused to tell me, and I only found out yesterday that the person he loved was you. Christine took a sip of champagne. Her tone was very gentle, without any sharp edges. You're Lu Li's ex-wife, so you should know what happened to his family. Both of my legs were crippled. When Lu Yanting abandoned me and returned to the country, I found out that I was pregnant with Ashua. After I gave birth, I went to look for him, but he ordered someone to throw me out. I got into a car accident and survived, but I could no longer stand up. Tao Yuan stared blankly at her legs, which were covered with a thin blanket. She had never thought that. All these years, Ouyang Shua had never mentioned anything to her. When Shua was born, we had a hard time. You can't imagine it. We had to eat plain water every day and a 10-year-old boy had to work in the dirtiest place. But Shua didn't let us down and we survived. Recalling the past, Christine was very calm. Shua is my pride and the only one I have, so you know how I love him. Miss Tao, you're a mother, so you know how I feel. If your son wants to marry a divorced woman with a child in the future, I don't think you'll agree. Tao Yuan lowered her head, her fingers tugging at her skirt anxiously. I never wanted to be with Shua. So you're just using him? You want to say that you didn't give him a chance, that you're just friends, right? But have you ever thought about how much he has done for you? During the 3 hardest years of your life, he has been with you and helped you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be where you are today. Not to mention anything else, do you think you can apply to any famous school in America? How many people haven't gotten a green card yet? It's impossible for you and your son to have a foothold here. Shua has done all this for you. Tao Yuan couldn't refute. Yes, she was also very despicable. She had been accepting his help for her son, which indirectly gave him a chance and hope. I understand. I'll try to keep a distance from him. Not try, but you have to. I heard that you're working in his company now. I hope you can resign. You're living well now, it's totally fine for you to change your job. But you know Shua's personality very well. What's the point of avoiding him? He'll continue to look for me. People have bad habits. The more they can't have, the more they want it. It'll also cause a rift between you and your son. I'm very clear about what you mean and I can understand it. Don't worry, I'll keep a distance from him. I mean what I say. If possible, I also hope that he can get married as soon as possible, to a more suitable woman. I hope you can do that. Frissen left. Tao Yuan wanted to go home, but she was afraid that Pan Chi and Tao Xiaojie would find it strange. So she found a cafe nearby and sat there for 2 hours. On the other side, Ouyang Shua arrived at the restaurant half an hour earlier. He liked the environment of the restaurant very much, but he wondered if it was a little too romantic. Tao Yuan kept emphasizing that they were just friends, so he had to restrain his feelings most of the time. He had to pay attention to every detail. But in such an environment, the two of them seemed to be on a date. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but smile. This was the most relaxing period of his life in so many years. His state of mind had never been so peaceful. There was no hatred, no conspiracy, and he had hope. How wonderful it was. After a long time he looked at his watch. It had been more than half an hour. She had always been punctual. Did something happen? He made a call and teased her. Is it a beauty's nature to be late? Sorry, I can't come today. Ouyang Shua saw his own disappointed face in the floor-to-ceiling window, but he still forced a smile. Why so sudden? I felt a little uncomfortable when I went out. Is it serious? I'll take you to the hospital. It's a small problem. Maybe it's because Tao Xiaojie is too tired these days. Then I'll go find you. No, I don't want to see anyone right now. I just want to rest. Hearing her tone, she seemed to have made up her mind. Ouyang Shua could only suppress his disappointment. Okay, then have a good rest. We'll meet another day. During lunchtime, Tao Yuan sat by the window in a daze. I finally caught you. The handsome man sat opposite her with a charming smile on his face. What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about how to avoid me? Tao Yuan was stunned for a few seconds. How did you thought I went to the hotel with the directors, didn't you? How would I know? Tao Yuan looked away guiltily and tried to speak in the most natural tone. I'll go up first. You've been avoiding me these days. I haven't. I'm really busy. I have to go. You haven't started eating yet. I suddenly remembered that I have a meeting. She got up. Sit down. Ouyang Shua had always been gentle to her, but his words were still very bold. Tao Yuan couldn't help sitting back. Why are you avoiding me? I'm not. I still say that you are not good at lying. Tao Yuan pursed her lips. Yes, she didn't even believe her own lies. How could she convince him? She didn't want to be too obvious, but how could she escape from his magic eyes? Do you hate me? Of course not, I just. She took a deep breath before meeting his eyes. I want to keep a distance from you. Sure enough, you lied when you said you were sick that day. I'm sorry. What? To me, you are a very good friend, but that's all. Am I not playing the role of a friend? Did I cross the line? No, but I have to consider Xiaojie's feelings. You have been with him for 2 years and he has a sense of intimacy with you. If you appear often, I'm afraid that he will have expectations for you and be disappointed. Children are very simple and don't understand the emotional world of adults. He thinks that he likes you and you treat me well, so he will naturally want you to be his father. But that's impossible. It's just impossible now, but it doesn't mean it's impossible in the future. Why do you always put yourself in a tight spot and cut off all paths of retreat? I'm not forcing you. I just want to be by your side as a friend. Then what should Xiaojie call Luli in the future? If he knows that his uncle is actually his father, what will he think? Who said I'm going back to China? I don't want to have anything to do with the Lu family. Tao Yuan smiled bitterly. Blood ties can't be broken just because you say so. It will unknowingly pull you together and in the end it's all the same. Ouyang Shua looked out of the window and mocked. Your personality hasn't changed at all. You always trap yourself with your imagination, and you don't dare to take that step. Could it be that all men have a chance and only I am excluded? I'm the most unlikely one in the world, right? In the face of Ouyang Shua's questioning, Tao Yuan remained calm. She wasn't used to being a cruel person, but she didn't want to be a person who ran away even more. Thus, she met his eyes and spoke clearly. Yes, you're the most unlikely one in the world. Ouyang Shua felt that this answer was ridiculous. Just because I'm related to Lu Li by blood? That's not fair to me. Right now, Xiaojie is the most important thing to me. I don't care about whether it's fair or not. Maybe you're just too nervous. Xiaojiu is very sensible and he can understand. Maybe in the future, but he's only 5 years old, and his heart is still very sensitive. I don't want his world to become too complicated. Also, it's impossible for me to love you. If I wanted to love you, I would have fallen in love 6 or 3 years ago, but look, I didn't. That's because you've never opened your heart to me. The idea of rejecting me is already deeply rooted in your mind. How can you love me? Chapter 6:21. It was late at night. Are you really going back to China? Pan Chi lay on the bed lazily and asked. Tao Yuan, who was busy packing her luggage, glanced at her with a smile. No, I just have nothing to do after eating, so I like to tidy up. Yes. My mother is sick. How can I not go back? She has always been in poor health, but she didn't tell me. This time she called me, she must be very uncomfortable. Tao Yuan sighed and said guiltily. 6 years ago I divorced my wife and went abroad. I only went back once 3 years ago. Only she can understand me. I didn't do my duty as a daughter and I feel really sorry. Well, it's not your fault. You can't do anything about it. But how long are you going to keep Xiaojiu a secret? I don't know. As long as I can. In 2 years when Xiaojiu grows up. You are still afraid that Lu Li will take your son away from you, right? Tao Yuan smiled and didn't say anything. Xiaojiu was her life. No one could take him away, not even his biological father. She had to be selfish. Aren't you afraid of meeting him when you go back? It's been so many years. It's okay to meet him. He hates my guts. Even if he sees me, he will ignore me. Of course, in order to avoid unnecessary embarrassment, I don't want to meet him. Fortunately, I didn't meet him 3 years ago. You can't hide from Lu Li for a lifetime and you can't hide from Xiaojiu for a lifetime. When you suddenly went abroad, if they knew the existence of Xiaojiu, they would definitely guess that he is Lu Li's son. So I changed his age by 1 year. You are deceiving yourself. Pan Chi shook her head. Fortunately, Xiaojiu also inherited your genes. Otherwise, if he looks like a small replica of Lu Li, then the evidence is conclusive. Actually, it's not like there's no way. You can just be with Ouyang Shua, right? Anyway, Xiaojiu looks a bit like him. No one would doubt that he's his son. This is called fooling around. Why are you messing around? I'm serious. Aren't you willing to do anything for your son? In my opinion, if one day you are forced into a corner, you will definitely make the same choice. Tao Yuan thought about it seriously. If she had to choose between marrying Ouyang Shua to Ouyang Shua and Xiaojiu being snatched away by Lu Li, she would probably choose the latter. Xiaojiu was her life. Of course, she didn't want that to happen. When I go back this time, I plan to spend more time with my mother. I've applied for a week's leave, so please take care of Xiaojiu. I've contacted Maria. She's the hourly worker we hired before. She'll be coming over to help. Don't worry, it won't be a problem. You better pray that you don't meet someone. In the cold and dark hospital, there was a strong and disgusting smell of blood. On the operating table, there was a woman's bleeding face. There was bright red blood. It was so despairing. A child covered in blood crawled over. Dad, why don't you want me? Dad, the man was panicking and trembling. It's not that I don't want you, baby, it's not that I don't want you. He turned around and ran. Dad, Tao Yuan, don't do this. The child is innocent. Please, please. The man woke up from the nightmare with a start. He was covered in cold sweat. The sunlight stung his eyes. Lu Li pinched the space between his eyebrows. His head was about to explode, but what was more painful was the strong panic that lingered in his heart. It was like a nightmare that couldn't be eliminated for a long time. He had dreamed of that scene again. It was a scene that he would never forget. She brutally killed their child. It had been 6 years since the incident. At first he had nightmares all night. Later on the situation got better. But for some reason he started having nightmares again recently. Every time he woke up from a nightmare, his hatred for that woman grew stronger. Tao Yuan. He gritted his teeth. You're awake. A gentle and pretty young girl in a purple silk nightdress walked over with a glass of orange juice in her hand. Her eyes were as clear as water, rippling with tenderness. You slept at 4 o'clock last night? It's only 7 o'clock now. Sleep a little longer. Lu Li looked at her. He was still in a trance as if he didn't know her. He even remembered after a few seconds that her name was Xie Qingge. She was the woman that Su Baihe had arranged for him 3 years ago. She was a lady from a prestigious family, virtuous and filial. His mother liked her very much. They had been together for 3 years. She had followed him since she graduated at the age of 21. She was now 24 years old, but she was still young and beautiful. At first, Luli was a little resistant. He accepted her purely to make Subaiha happy. But he had lived alone for 3 years. He needed a woman by his side. He didn't want to be trapped in the shadow of Tao Yuan for the rest of his life. So this became a natural choice. Gradually he also got used to having Xiechinga by his side. She was gentle, obedient, considerate and sensible. Most of the time she was very quiet. When he needed her, he only needed to call her. When he didn't need her, she would understand with a look. He never needed to say a word and she never made any requests. A woman like Xiechinga was the best candidate for a wife. They had been divorced for 6 years. In fact, it was a natural choice to marry her. But he had been dragging it out. He didn't know why. Was it because of that woman? Luli got up and walked into the bathroom without responding to her. Xiechinga had long been used to it. He had always been a man of few words. His expression and eyes never changed. She heard him say that name again. At first it was a little painful, but after hearing it for a long time she became numb to the pain. She knew that he used to love 2 women. One was Tao Yanran, his first girlfriend, and the other was Tao Yuan, his ex-wife. The ironic thing was that they were actually sisters. He still loved Tao Yuan in his heart. Otherwise he would not often call her name in his dreams. She had also heard a lot about that woman. She had hurt him deeply. In that case they shouldn't get back together, right? But Xiechinga still couldn't help feeling uneasy. She was afraid that he would never forget her. That meant that his heart would always be closed to her. Even if they got married she would only get his body. Marriage was thinner than paper. What's more, he had no intention of marrying her at all. After they finished packing, they had breakfast at 8 o'clock and left the hotel. As soon as they got in the car, Tao Yuan walked out of the apartment next door. Madam, we have arrived." The beautiful stewardess reminded her gently. Tao Yuan slept too late last night. She fell asleep as soon as she got on the plane. Looking out of the window she found that the plane had stopped at the airport. Sorry. She got up and got off the plane. She got her luggage from the conveyor belt. When she wanted to take out the power bank, she found that the suitcase looked the same as hers, but it wasn't hers. She looked around anxiously. A woman was dragging a suitcase that was the same as hers. Maybe it was hers. Miss, please wait," Tao Yuan chased after her. The man and woman turned around. When the man's cold and thin face entered her eyes, her heart was fiercely pounded. She felt as if she had been hit by a stick and stood there in a daze. Before coming she had prayed countless times that she wouldn't meet him, but she didn't expect to meet him as soon as she got off the plane. He and another woman, she was holding his arm. Was she his wife? She hadn't asked about him in the past 6 years. She didn't know what was going on with him. But it was normal even if he was married. It was better this way. It would be best if he had his own children. Then he wouldn't steal her son from her. Although she thought so rationally, she couldn't tell what she was feeling. It was very complicated. Luli looked at her silently. Even though he was surprised, there was no change on his face. It was as if she was just a stranger. The woman who disappeared for 6 years appeared in front of him without warning. But it didn't set off a storm in his heart. He actually felt very calm. Back then he loved her madly. Later he hated her to the bone. But time would wear down all the edges. Until now he looked at her very calmly. He didn't love or hate her. What's wrong? What's the matter? Xiechinga asked twice. Tao Yuan came back to her senses. You took the wrong suitcase. This is mine. Really? They look the same. Xiechinga opened her suitcase. I really took the wrong one. Sorry. It's okay. Tao Yuan dragged her suitcase and left quickly. Ollie? Why are you distracted? Nothing. Out of the airport, the Rolls-Royce limousine was already waiting at the door. The driver opened the door respectfully. Xiechinga got in first. Luli couldn't help but take another look. Tao Yuan stopped the taxi and quickly got in. Was she avoiding him? Was it necessary? Did she think he would still pester her like before? They were over. He emphasized in his heart. Then he looked away coldly and got into the car. He pulled Xiechinga's hand and put it on his knee. This was the first time he took the initiative to hold hands. Xiechinga was flattered. But why was he still so cold even though it was such an intimate action? Her fingers were cold. She couldn't feel any warmth. Shen Xinhui's body had always been weak. She had migraines all year round. In recent years it had gotten worse. She had been lying in bed recently. But when she saw Tao Yuan coming home, she was much happier. She sat on the bed to accompany her. Tao Yuan felt guilty when she saw that her mother's hair had turned white. I'm sorry, Mom. You've been so tolerant of me, but I didn't fulfill my filial duties. You've worked hard. How can we talk like this between mother and daughter? Migraines are an old problem. I'm used to it. I have someone to take care of me at home. It's okay. I'm just worried that you're a girl working so far away. Why would I? Pan Chi is with me. But she's also a girl. You still need to find a man. Didn't you meet someone suitable abroad? Tao Yuan shook her head. I'm busy with work now. Ah, you're too ambitious. But for a woman, family is always the most important. I still hope you get married soon. If you're hiding abroad because of Lu Li, there's no need. It's been 6 years. Besides, he has a girlfriend now. Was it the girl today? Tao Yuan couldn't help but ask. Chapter 622. Chairman Xie's daughter. I've met her before. She's pretty and sensible. She's a good girl. I think she's a good match for Lu Li. They've been together for 3 years. Not married? Xin Xinhui shook her head. He's starting a new life now. You should be planning for yourself, right? Yes, I'll think about it. Don't worry. If there's someone suitable, I won't reject him. That's good. When are you coming back to China? Let's talk about it in 2 years. When your headache is better, I'll bring you to the United States for a while to relax. Tao Yuan didn't want to hide Tao Xiaojiu's matter from Xin Xinhui. She had wanted her to know for a long time. But because she was afraid that Xin Xinhui would accidentally spill the beans, she kept it from her and felt very guilty. Master. Tao Yuanxing walked in. When he saw Tao Yuan, he didn't look happy. Instead, he snorted coldly. You still know to come back. Dad. Don't call me Dad. I don't have a daughter like you. You divorced her just like that. Did you even put me in your eyes? Tao Yuanxing was filled with anger just thinking about it. If it wasn't for Yan Ran, Lu Li wouldn't care about us. His business would have plummeted. Your daughter just came back. How can you say such things? Then what should I say? It's my bad luck to have such an unfilial daughter. Yan Ran is better. I must have been crazy to divorce you and marry you. Tao Yuanxing felt unlucky and left while cursing. Tao Yuan didn't care how Tao Yuanxing scolded her. But when she heard him talk about Xin Xinhui like that, she felt very uncomfortable and couldn't help asking. How can Dad say such things to you? Didn't he marry you because he loved you? Is everyone in this family a tool for him to use? Xin Xinhui smiled bitterly. He loved me, but love was always erased by marriage. In the end, it turned into family. And I'm at home every day. He gets annoyed and thinks I'm useless. He thinks I'm not helping him in his business. I'm used to it. It's nothing. Tao Yuan was so uncomfortable that she couldn't speak, because no matter how much she complained, it would hurt Xin Xinhui. She really wanted to take her away immediately. Xie Qingge bought a lot of gifts for Su Baihe. She happily chatted with her and kept praising her. At dinner time, Xie Qingge helped the servants prepare dinner, while Su Baihe entered Lu Li's study. 6 years had passed and her mental condition was better than before. She would occasionally lose her memory and she thought that Lu Qingwan was still alive. Other than that, she was fine. Qingge is such a good girl. She helped to prepare dinner as soon as she came back. There are very few young ladies as virtuous as her. Su Baihe was full of praise. Look, Mom found you such a good girl. How was your week in LA? I'm going to work, not to play. That's why you leave Qingge alone in the room during meetings every day? This is outrageous. We've always been like this. She's used to it. Su Baihe shook her head. You're taking advantage of Qingge's good temper. Women are meant to be spoiled. If you do this, she won't be able to take it no matter how much she loves you. Aren't you afraid that she'll find someone else? That's her freedom. This indifferent attitude made Su Baihe angry. She was such a good girl, but he didn't know how to cherish her. She really didn't know what he was thinking. When are you getting married? We'll see. You've been so perfunctory with me for 2 years. When are you going to stop? Qingge has been with you since she was 21. She's 24 now. Girls can't stand it. You're in your 30s. It's time to get married. Even if you don't get married, get engaged first, okay? Yes. Lu Li replied casually, his eyes still on the document. Su Baihe stepped forward and grabbed the document. Look at me, don't try to be perfunctory. When are you getting married? Give me an accurate date. I don't know. You don't know? Do you want to not take responsibility? Everyone knows that you're together. If you abandon her, what will she do? Either don't be together. Since you're together, you have to take responsibility. Wasn't it because of you that I accepted her? What do you mean? Now you're blaming me, aren't you? You're the one looking for a girlfriend, not me. What's wrong with Chinga? Does she have any shortcomings? I don't blame you. She's also perfect. But I don't want to get married now. What? Can't you forget that woman? You've been so cold to Chinga for the past few years. Is it because of her? Su Baiha became very emotional when she mentioned that person. What? Do you still want to get back together with her? No, I'm done with her. If it's really over, why are you still in a daze these years? Don't think I don't know what you're thinking. I'm telling you, if you dare to get back together with her, I'll die in front of you. I mean it. Mom Ali, it's time to eat. Xia Chinga knocked on the door. Su Baiha's expression softened. Let's go eat. Lu Li stared at the documents in a daze. He didn't even look at them. From the moment he saw Tao Yuan at the airport, he had been absent-minded. At that moment he didn't have any strong feelings. It was like seeing a familiar stranger. He thought he didn't have much feelings for her anymore. But after coming back he kept thinking about her in a trance and felt uneasy. This was not a good sign. Lu Li was very clear about this. No matter how much Tao Yuan did in the past, he never really hated her. It was not until she killed their child that his feelings were completely crushed. At the same time he realized two things. She didn't love him, or rather she had always hated him in her heart more than love. Also she was very cruel, so cruel that she didn't deserve his love. No matter what, Lu Li would never let himself fall into the same predicament. It's over. Moreover, he didn't dare to love such a cold-blooded woman. This time when Tao Yuan came back, she was still worried about one person, Lu Yanting. She heard that he was not in good health. He usually stayed at home and rarely went out. She had always wanted to visit him. She contacted the maid in private and learned that Su Baiha and Xia Chinga had gone to the resort to play and Lu Li was not at home. Then she secretly went to the Lu family. Lu Yanting was very excited when he saw her and greeted her warmly. At the end of his sentence, Lu Yanting's eyes reddened. Tao Yuan felt even more upset. This man had always played the role of a father in her life. He was her protector and sheltered her from the wind and rain. But now he was really old and she couldn't take care of him. I've been thinking about you. You must have suffered a lot abroad these years. My heart aches when I think about it. No, I'm doing well really. Did someone take care of you there? Tao Yuan nodded. In order to reassure him, she could only make up a white lie. I have a boyfriend. Lu Yanting was silent for a while. His expression was very complicated. He was disappointed and relieved at the same time. In the end he nodded and smiled. I'm relieved that you have someone to take care of you. Ali and the Lu family don't have this blessing. Dad, don't say that. Even if Ali and I get divorced, I will always be your daughter. This will not change. Besides, it's good now. I heard that Miss Ye has a very good character. She is the most suitable person for Ali. She is not bad, but in my heart, you will always be my daughter-in-law. I even thought that you could get back together. But that is just my selfish thought. You have suffered so much in the Lu family. For you, a divorce is a relief. I am relieved that you have your new life. I wish you all the best. Thank you, Dad. The two chatted for more than an hour. Seeing that it was getting late, Tao Yuan could only leave and promise to call Lu Yanting often. But as soon as she went downstairs, Lu Li walked in. The two of them stood face to face. She couldn't avoid him and just stood there in a daze. He was wearing a black suit that couldn't hide his sharpness. He was more handsome than she remembered, but also colder. His eyes were like a dark abyss, without a trace of emotion. He was like an emotionless robot looking at her coldly. What are you doing here? His deep voice was. I came to see Dad. You have nothing to do with the Lu family anymore. I know. I'm sorry. I just heard that Dad's health is not good. We are divorced. There are no relatives here. Tao Yuan quickly changed her words. I'm sorry, I was talking about your father. I thought that you were not around, so I wanted to come back to see him secretly. I didn't expect you to suddenly. What do you think this place is? You can come and go as you please? Do you like to do this kind of hypocrisy behind people's backs? I'm sorry. You were the one who wanted a divorce back then. So, you should have been prepared to cut ties with everyone in this family. Don't you think it's too hypocritical to come back and pretend after he's gone? Lu Li's questions really made Tao Yuan speechless. But she was in the wrong back then and he hated her to the core. So, no matter how he treated her, she could only accept it. I'm not pretending. After all, Dad and I, your father, have a relationship for many years. I heard that he was not feeling well, so I came to visit him. It's not a pretense. If it caused you trouble, then I'm sorry. She didn't ask him to mend their relationship, but at least it shouldn't be so stiff. She felt uncomfortable. They were already divorced. Even if they couldn't be friends, there was no need to be enemies. Long time no see. You must be doing well. She forced a smile and said in the most natural tone. That Miss Ye is very beautiful. I heard that she's a good person. Your parents like her very much. She's the most suitable for you, much better than me. You're comparing yourself to her? You're not even qualified to compare yourself to her. He said heartlessly. Well, you're right. I really can't compare to her. Tao Yuan replied calmly and gently. Chapter 623. You've finally gotten rid of me. Have you found your so-called freedom? Subconsciously, she hoped that he would think that she already had a boyfriend. That was good. He had his happiness and she had her belonging. Both of them were living well. Really? Congratulations. Was this congratulations sarcastic? But his tone was very calm. There was not a hint of sarcasm in his voice, as if he had nothing to do with her anymore. That should be it. She could not evoke any feelings in him anymore. No hate, no love. That was the best. I'm really sorry about what happened today, but I won't come uninvited next time. Goodbye. Under his cold gaze, she stiffened her back and calmly left, even though her whole body was trembling. But she told herself that it was already over. She should not show any emotions in front of him. Late at night, Lu Li smoked in silence. He frowned the whole night and did not speak. He could not stop thinking about Tao Yuan's expression in the afternoon. Her tone was so indifferent, as if the two of them were just strangers. He asked her if she had found her freedom, and she replied with an N. Did that mean yes or no? If yes, did she have a boyfriend or was she already married? He suppressed his urge and did not continue asking because they had nothing to do with each other anymore. In the past 6 years he had never asked about her, and he would not ask now either. Whether she was happy or not had nothing to do with him. But subconsciously he hoped that she was unhappy. That was retribution for her cruel abandonment of him and killing their child. Auntie is still at the resort tonight. Soaking in the hot spring is good for her body. She also likes the environment there. Xie Qingge kneeled behind him and massaged his shoulders. She said a lot, but there was no response. She looked at the ashtray. It had only been less than half an hour, and there were already 6 cigarette butts. She knew that he was addicted to smoking and was very worried about his body. But she had always been very careful and never interfered with his habits. So even though she was worried, she did not say anything. When they were together before, he did not pay attention to her. But now, she could clearly feel that he was more absent-minded than before, as if he had something on his mind. Was it Tao Yuan again? She was like a thorn in his heart, always there. To her, Tao Yuan was a ticking time bomb that could come back and snatch her away at any time. Their current happiness felt like she had stolen it. She felt very insecure. Xie Qingge was very tired of worrying about gains and losses and being on tenterhooks every day, afraid that she would lose him, but she couldn't let go no matter what. By the way, let me tell you something interesting. My brother just came back 2 days ago and is staying in your hotel. Do you know why he doesn't come home? Because my parents were too eager to get married, he was afraid to see them. But I heard from my mom yesterday that he seems to have a girlfriend. I'll bring her to see him tomorrow. It's a pity that I have to go there tomorrow. Otherwise, I'd like to see what my future sister-in-law looks like. Her words were still like punches in the air, unable to get any response. He was a little dispirited and didn't want to continue asking for a snub. It's late, do you want to rest? Ollie? She whispered a few times before Lu Li came back to his senses and put out the cigarette butt. He had spent too much time on Tao Yuan and couldn't continue like this. He turned his attention to Xie Qingge and looked at her silently. He seemed to have never looked at her seriously before. Even though they had been together for 3 years, he seemed to have a vague impression of her appearance. He pulled her onto his lap and she wrapped her arms around his neck in surprise. It's hard on you to take care of my mom. It's not hard at all. His eyes were so deep that Xie Qingge blushed and subconsciously lowered her head to avoid his gaze. But he pinched her chin and forced her to look at him so that he could see her more clearly. This woman was the most suitable for him. She was 10,000 times better than Tao Yuan. Why are you looking at me like this? Her face turned red. Xie Qingge had beautiful curly hair. When she let her hair down, she looked like a doll with delicate facial features. She usually looked very docile and delicate, but at night, especially when the two of them were in the room, she would become somewhat charming. She was the kind of elegant and generous lady from a wealthy family, but she was very open in bed, like a sexy little wild cat. Every time, no matter how wild his methods were, she would respond to him passionately. Outside she was a lady, but in bed she was a slut. Wasn't this the best woman in men's eyes? What was there for him to be dissatisfied with? Whether he loved her or not, he should focus on this woman. Do you love me? This was the first time he asked this question. Xiechinga's heart skipped a beat. Regardless of her modesty, she nodded vigorously. I love you, Ali, I really love you. If it wasn't because of deep love, with her condition, it was impossible for her to stay with a man for 3 years and willingly suffer so many grievances. Will you always stay by my side? Of course, even if you drive me away, I won't leave you. The sense of security that Tao Yuan couldn't give, Xiechinga could, Lu Li said to himself. Since it wasn't Tao Yuan, then any other woman would be the same. Moreover, Xiechinga was very obedient, and his parents were also very satisfied. You should love this woman. Thinking of this, Lu Li lowered his head and covered Xiechinga's lips. She immediately wrapped her arms around his neck to respond to him. The two of them had gone to bed many times, but the number of kisses was pitifully few. Thus she was a little eager for more. However, the more Lu Li forced himself to kiss her, the more irritated she became. His heart was very empty and he hated this kind of action. Thus he stopped moving and pulled Xiechinga away from him. Ali, Xiechinga looked at him innocently, not knowing what she had done wrong. What's wrong with you? I still have work, you go to sleep first. Lu Li couldn't face her like this, or he couldn't face himself who had been thinking about Tao Yuan all the time. He was about to go crazy. But it's already 12 o'clock. Before Xiechinga finished speaking, Lu Li had already left the room. Her lips were still swollen, and the blush on her face had not disappeared, but he had already left. It was clearly him who took the initiative to kiss her passionately. Why did he suddenly become like this? She found that she understood him less and less, and at the same time, the feeling of uneasiness became stronger. In addition to visiting Xin, Tao Yuan also had some work to deal with. After going to the domestic branch to get the materials, she contacted the client to sign the contract. Mr. Xie, I'm almost at the restaurant. There's a little traffic jam on the road. I'm really sorry to trouble you to wait for 5 minutes. I didn't go to the restaurant. I'm in the hotel. I just called you but I couldn't get through. Come to the hotel to find me. Okay, which hotel are you in? Wilton Hotel. Tao Yuan shivered and was a little embarrassed. Although she had been away for 6 years, there must be many familiar old colleagues. How awkward would it be if she ran into them? Most importantly, she was afraid of running into Lu Li. I'm in room A334. Come quickly. The phone was hung up. Tao Yuan had no choice but to rush over. After arriving at the hotel, she walked quickly with her head down. Fortunately, she did not run into anyone familiar. 6 years had passed and the hotel industry had changed. It had become more luxurious than before. She often saw the news in the newspapers. Wilton Hotel had become the largest 6-star luxury hotel in the country, and all this was due to its leader, Lu Li. The media praised him very much, but he lived up to his name. Ding dong, the door opened. The man who opened the door was in his 30s. He was tall, handsome, and wore a pair of gold-rimmed glasses. He looked gentle and elegant. He exuded a light fragrance that was refreshing. The first time they met, Tao Yuan had a good impression of this elegant and calm man. Several beautiful female colleagues in her company liked him, but as far as she knew, he was still single. Mr. Xie, sure, my mom is here. Please pretend to be my girlfriend. Xie Qingyuan did not give her a chance to refuse. He directly put his arm around her shoulder and walked into the inner room. Mom, this is my girlfriend Tao Yuan. Tao Yuan was stunned. She did not know how to react for a moment. She had only met Xie Qingyuan a few times because of work. She was not familiar with him at all. She only knew that he was the manager of a big company. Pretending to be his girlfriend? Wasn't it too outrageous? Were people so casual nowadays? An elegant middle-aged lady was sitting on the sofa, drinking a cup of coffee. Hearing Xie Qingyuan's words, she could not help but look at her carefully. Hello, Miss Tao. Tao Yuan looked at Xie Qingyuan awkwardly. Miss Tao? Please? Xie Qingyuan mouthed. Considering that the other party was her long-term client, and she was in a difficult position, Tao Yuan had to bite the bullet and play along with him. Hello, Auntie. Wang Xan silently looked at her with a smile. Looking at the charm of a mature woman, she should be in her 30s, but her face still looked very young. Wang Xan did not think it was a good thing for a woman to be young. A more mature woman would make a better wife. Wang Xan was good at reading people. She had a good temperament. She should be a smart and capable woman worthy of her son. After looking at her for a while, Wang Xan nodded. Qing Yuan is already 33 this year. He has not had a girlfriend for several years. His father and I have been worried about this. He is in Los Angeles most of the time. This time he suddenly said that he had a girlfriend. I did not believe it and insisted that he bring her out to see. Qing Yuan, you really have such a beautiful girlfriend and you are still hiding it. We haven't been together for long. I wanted to tell you when we are more stable, but you are too anxious. How long have you been together? 3 months. How did you meet? We met through work. She also works in Los Angeles. This time we came back to visit relatives. We came back together. I did not want to tell you. Xie Qingyuan made it sound like it was true. Tao Yuan admired his ability to weave lies in her heart. Most parents in China were very anxious to get married. Xie Qingyuan must have been forced to use her as a shield. Wang Xian asked about her family situation. Tao Yuan answered what she could and avoided the important ones. Luckily, Xie Qingyuan had been helping her and did not reveal anything. After chatting for half an hour, Tao Yuan said, "Sorry, I still have work to do. I will leave first. Qingyuan rarely brings you to see me. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? Did I scare you by asking too many questions?" Wang Xian joked. "No, Auntie, it's lunchtime in the blink of an eye. I was so happy that I forgot. Let's go eat together." Chapter 624. In the restaurant of Wilton Hotel. A figure of Tsangong walked over. The man exuded a majestic aura of a king. He looked cold and restrained, but he couldn't hide his sharpness. The assistant followed behind and reported. "About the private settlement between Jin Lang Group and us. There is no settlement here. Continue the acquisition. I want to see the news of their company's collapse within today." "Yes, President." Lu Li's hurried steps stopped, and his eyes stopped on a woman in the restaurant. Tao Yuan. Sitting opposite her was Xie Qingga's mother, Wang Xan. The man next to her was Xie Qingyuan. He put one hand on her chair and the two looked very close, talking and laughing. Was Xie Qingyuan her so-called freedom? Lu Li narrowed his deep eyes. It was ironic. The world was really small and pitiful, wasn't it? Lu Li was busy until late at night before returning home. Xie Qingga prepared dessert as usual. She had just come back. She was supposed to spend the night there, but she missed him too much, so she flew back overnight. She was very tired, but she was satisfied to see him. Everything was worth it. "Yesterday you mentioned that your brother has a girlfriend?" Lu Li suddenly said. Xie Qingga was stunned and surprised. When she chatted with him, he was always absent-minded. She kept talking to avoid the awkward silence, but she never expected him to listen. She didn't expect him to remember. She was flattered and nodded. "Yes, what's wrong?" "Nothing, just surprised that he has a girlfriend." "Yes, I also feel surprised. He is a workaholic and hasn't had a girlfriend for several years. His family is very anxious, but he is not anxious at all. By the way, I heard that they are going to have lunch together tomorrow. I can pretend to meet them and see who can capture my brother's heart." "Okay, I will accompany you." Xie Qingga was even more flattered. She never dared to bother him with her personal affairs. "Why so sudden? Do you always feel that I seldom accompany you? But you are busy with work, I can understand. I am free tomorrow." "That's great." Xie Qingga held his hand in surprise. "Actually, I also want you to interact more with my family. They don't know you very well, so sometimes they think that you're too busy and neglect me. They have some opinions about it, but I tell them that it's okay. No matter what you look like, I still love you." She blushed slightly. "My mom is also very satisfied with my brother's girlfriend. She has always praised her for being very capable. Looking at my brother's expression, he seems to have set his mind on her. Maybe they will get married soon." Marriage? Tao Yuan had married another man. Like a thorn, it pierced straight into Lu Li's heart, causing a dull pain. "Ali, it hurts." Xie Qingga's hand was almost broken by him. Lu Li loosened his grip, his gaze deep. He couldn't tell what he was feeling right now. Back then she had tried her best to force him to divorce her, just for her so-called freedom. Now she had finally gotten what she wanted? Remarrying? She sure is carefree. In fact, Lu Li was very clear that 6 years was not a short time. Even if she remarried, there was nothing wrong with it. But he just couldn't accept it. He and Xie Qingge had been dating for 3 years and had no plans to get married. Why did she get married before him? And it was with Xie Qingyuan. He hoped that she would have a bad life after leaving him, marry a terrible man and regret hurting him so deeply. But Xie Qingyuan. He had to admit that he was very good in all aspects. How could he fall in love with a divorced woman? Did she hide the truth? Ali, what are you thinking about? His eyes suddenly became cold and dangerous. Xie Qingge was a little scared. Ali? Luli came back to his senses and his eyes gradually focused. Xie Qingge looked at him worriedly. His heart moved. Let's get engaged. He originally thought that since Tao Yuan was heartless, then he would not be righteous either. He wanted to get married in front of her. But he couldn't say the word, get married. So he could only get engaged first. It seemed that he would feel more at ease and it seemed that he could win against her. However, this was not a competition. He was a little angry in it. Xie Qingge opened her eyes wide in surprise and was speechless. Not willing? No, of course I am willing. Too sudden. How could I? Xie Qingge was so surprised that she was incoherent. She thought she would have to wait for at least another 3 years. Don't you want to get engaged to me? Of course not, I am willing. Ali, I am willing. Xie Qingge happily threw herself into his arms, so touched that tears fell uncontrollably. Ali, I love you. Lu Li hugged this warm body, but he didn't feel a trace of warmth. Instead, his heart became colder and more irritated. He even regretted it a little. Was it worth it to be angry with Tao Yuan? The restaurant. Tao Yuan and Xie Qingyuan signed the contract smoothly. Thank you, Mr. Xie. I should be the one thanking you. Yesterday I suddenly asked you to pretend to be my girlfriend. It was too abrupt. I'm really sorry. I can understand your pressure, but it's not good to lie to your parents. They are worried about you. I know, but they are pushing me too hard. I'm going crazy. I just want to get through this weekend and go back to Los Angeles. Actually, Mr. Xie, since you are so good, why don't you get a girlfriend? Is it because your standards are too high? There are a few excellent girls in our company who like you very much. If you need, I can introduce them to you. Xie Qingyuan was happy. You're like my parents. I just don't want to be used as a shield next time. Director Tao, can I call you Tao Yuan? That's more intimate. After all, we are friends now, right? You can also call me Qingyuan. Calling me Mr. or Miss is really too formal. Emichim, I admire you very much as a business partner, as a friend, as a man. Thank you for your appreciation. I am honored. In the future, if any man marries you, it must be his blessing. I already have a boyfriend. We are at the stage of talking about marriage. To avoid unnecessary misunderstandings, Tao Yuan lied. Really? That's great. Congratulations, remember to invite me when you get married. Xie Qingyuan didn't have any other thoughts about her. Tao Yuan secretly heaved a sigh of relief. She laughed at herself for thinking too much. He just asked her for a favor. How could he be interested in her? She was already the mother of a child. How could she be so charming? Brother. A female voice sounded behind her. Qingge. Tao Yuan looked over. It was actually Xie Qingge and Lu Li. Xie Qingge and Xie Qingyuan? They are siblings? How could she have thought of that? This is bad. Although she looked calm, she was anxious and uneasy inside. She didn't know how to deal with this situation. It was too complicated. I came to eat with Ali. I didn't expect to see you. Xie Qingge winked at Xie Qingyuan playfully. Xie Qingyuan knew that she came with a purpose. He felt a little helpless. Is this your girlfriend? Why don't you introduce her? Xie Qingge, my sister. Tao. Hello, I'm Elizabeth. Tao Yuan stood up. Xie Qingge and Lu Li had been together for 3 years. She must know her name. Hello. Xie Qingge shook hands with her. This is my fiancée Lu Li. Tao Yuan nodded. Mr. Lu. Others couldn't see it, but Lu Li could see that Tao Yuan's expression was a little reluctant. What? Didn't she foresee this when she chose Xie Qingyuan? Wasn't this in her plan? Since we met, let's have lunch together? Okay. The two sat down. Lu Li sat right across from Tao Yuan. She didn't know if she was thinking too much, but she felt that Lu Li's eyes had been staring at her, locking her firmly, and she felt a little breathless. Why do I feel that you look a little familiar? Xie Qingge asked, looking at her carefully while recalling. Tao Yuan was very nervous. Oh, I remember. I saw you at the airport the other day. You took the wrong suitcase. Okay. She secretly sighed with relief. She thought that she had seen her photos or something. Didn't you come back with my brother? Xie Qingyuan said. I came back 2 days earlier. Both of you are in Los Angeles? Mom said you met at work. Yes, we are partners. I see. Elizabeth, you don't seem to be from Los Angeles. You have an accent. Yeah, I grew up here. I went there a few years ago. It turned out that she had been in Los Angeles for the past few years, hiding far away from him. Luli narrowed his eyes. He didn't say anything, but he carefully remembered every look and every word she said. This also made Tao Yuan feel like she was sitting on pins and needles. The sharpness in his eyes might not be noticed by others, but she felt a lot of pressure. Do you have any relatives here? Yes. I also grew up here. You have such a good temperament, so you must be from a good family. Which family is it? I wonder if I've heard of it? Tao Yuan's palms were sweating. Why are you asking so much? Are you checking my household? Xie Qingyuan said. Future sister-in-law, of course I want to know more about you. What? You're already worried about me? Brother, you're already 33, why aren't you married? You're also 24, why aren't you married? I'm almost there. Xie Qing's eyes were filled with uncontrollable sweetness. She held Lu Li's arm and leaned on his shoulder, happily announcing. We're about to get engaged. Tao Yuan tried not to show surprise. In fact, there was nothing to be surprised about. It was already too late to get engaged after 3 years of dating. This was good. Xie Qingge was beautiful and the two were a good match. Most importantly, she was not as cold-blooded as herself. She could give Lu Li happiness. Moreover, if they got married, they should have a child soon. If he had a child, he wouldn't fight with her for Xiaojiu. Of course, this might be wishful thinking on her part. Engagement? So sudden? Isn't it sudden for you to have a girlfriend? But Xie Qingyuan thought to himself, how could it be the same? Lu Li was too cold. He knew how much his sister had suffered when they were together. She had also cried several times at home. He had always advised her to leave him, thinking that Lu Li couldn't give her a marriage. He didn't expect, he vaguely felt that something was wrong. Was he thinking too much? By the way, welcome to our engagement party. I want to, but I'm going back to Los Angeles in 2 days. We're getting engaged the day after tomorrow. You must come if you can make it. Chapter 625. I'm going to the bathroom. Brother, I didn't know that you liked mature women. I always thought you liked pure little girls. I don't have a specific type. If the feeling is right, then everything is right. That's so mushy. Seems like you really like her. Then hurry up and get married. I want her to be my sister-in-law too. Lu Li stood up. I'm going for a smoke. After he left, Xie Qingyuan asked, when did you guys decide to get engaged? Last night. Isn't it a bit too sudden? Actually, I'm surprised too. But we've been together for so long. We should have gotten engaged a long time ago. Aren't you happy for me? Of course. You're my sister. Your happiness is my biggest wish. Maybe my worries are unnecessary. I wish you happiness. Thank you, brother. Tao Yuan hid in the bathroom to calm herself down. She was still in a daze. If she had known that Xie Qingyuan was Xie Qingge's brother, she wouldn't have cooperated with him. Now she was in trouble. Calm down, calm down. She and Xie Qingyuan weren't really together. They were just ordinary friends. After this show, everything would be over. She wouldn't have to face Lu Li again when she returned to Los Angeles. Just like that, she had to get through the night with her most stable performance. She couldn't let Xie Qingge notice anything. Taking a few deep breaths at herself in the mirror, Tao Yuan walked out of the bathroom. As soon as she turned the corner, she saw Lu Li leaning against the wall smoking. She was slightly shocked. Are you afraid of me? He blew a smoke ring at her, his eyes misty. No, I didn't expect someone to suddenly stand here, so your freedom is Xie Qingyuan. I didn't expect that. Tao Yuan forced a smile. There are many things in the world that are unpredictable. Out of so many men you chose Xie Qingyuan. I can't help but wonder if you did it for me. You're thinking too much. I didn't know about the relationship between Xie Qingyuan and your fiancé. If you knew, would you still choose him? This question stumped Tao Yuan, because she didn't know how to answer it appropriately to show that it had nothing to do with him. In the end, Zhang Xian still couldn't figure out what was going on. How can there be so many ifs? So, this wasn't arranged on purpose? I can only say that the world is very small. No matter how long you walk around, you'll still meet the people you're supposed to meet. Maybe. Can you imagine us becoming a family? Tao Yuan imagined the scene. Xie Qingyuan and Xie Qingge were blood-related siblings. which meant that she would become Lu Li's sister-in-law, and he would become her brother-in-law. He couldn't help but shiver. It was too messy. Fortunately, it was impossible for that to happen. There was no need for her to scare herself. But she had to say it in front of him. What happened between us is already in the past. Now that we have a new life and a new identity, it doesn't matter even if we become a family. Really? Lu Li flicked the ash off his cigarette, and his beautiful lips curled into a sarcastic smile. Then why don't you dare to admit your name in front of her? Why don't you dare to let Xie Qingyuan know about our relationship? Tao Yuan wanted to say that it was because she had nothing to do with Xie Qingyuan, okay? Why did she have to say so much to him? But in his eyes, it was completely different. She had once again become a hypocritical and cunning woman, and she could only admit to it. Don't you feel guilty marrying Xie Qingyuan with a lie? Many people know about our marriage and they will know soon. How are you going to explain it to Xie Qingyuan? I bet that he doesn't even know that you're divorced, right? There are still so many men around you who believe you like idiots and are fooled by you. Tao Yuan, you're really capable. If mocking me can make you feel better, then you can continue. In any case, you've already cultivated the indestructible body of a diamond. No matter what I say, it doesn't matter to you, right? But you misunderstood. I don't have that much time to deliberately mock you. I just don't want you to interfere with my life anymore. Lu Li threw away a cigarette butt and stamped it out. He stepped in front of her and forced her to take a step back. What are you doing? I don't want you to be with Xie Qingyuan. His overbearing tone made her a little uncomfortable, and she instinctively straightened her neck. What right do you have? You and I have already divorced. Who I am with, it's none of your business. It's none of my business, but I don't want you to wander around in front of me. And if you and Xie Qingyuan get married, you can't avoid seeing each other often. Thinking about his ex-wife being intimate with other men, Lu Li's heart felt very uncomfortable, and it was very uncomfortable. He didn't care what the reason was. In short, he just didn't want it. Was it because the other party was Xie Qingyuan? Or would he feel this worried about any other man? He didn't want to think about it because she had nothing to do with him anymore. He couldn't let her affect his feelings anymore. I will try my best to avoid it. Avoid it? Where can you avoid it? You can't avoid seeing each other during the holidays, right? Can you hide in Los Angeles just like how you disappeared from the world for 6 years? He was too close, and his breath kept drilling into Tao Yuan's nose, strongly affecting her heart. She had some difficulty breathing, and could only clench her fingers to force herself to stay calm. Then what do you want me to do? You can't possibly order me to break up with the man I like for you, right? You like him? Tao Yuan thought to herself, isn't this nonsense? But seeing Lu Li's face turn dark, she didn't dare to say it directly, so she tactfully replied. If it wasn't because I like him, why would I be with him? Then what do you like about him? She was getting more and more speechless. This is between me and him, right? You like that he's not as overbearing as me and I'll give you freedom? You like that he can be controlled by you and you like that he's willing to be played by you? Is that so? It's been 6 years and your taste still hasn't changed. You still like this kind of easy to control. Tao Yuan opened her mouth but really didn't know what to say. That day at the airport, including at the Lu family, he had a cold look, as if saying one more word to her would dirty his mouth, and it would be an insult to him. Then what was going on now? It was ridiculous to say so many sarcastic words to her. She forced a smile. Qingyuan is still waiting for me to go back. But Lu Li stood in front of her without moving, and she didn't want to have any physical contact with him, so she didn't push him. Boss Lu, this isn't appropriate, right? I think your fiancé should be waiting for you too. Is it appropriate for you to put on an act in front of me? Boss Lu, you're so distant. No wonder you acted so well in front of them. I haven't seen you for 6 years and your acting skills have improved. Oh no, your acting skills have always been very good. So back then he was also played by her ruthlessly. He was full of joy and thought that she loved him, but in the end she didn't even want a child for the sake of a divorce. He was no different from those men. Thinking of this, Lu Li couldn't help but feel a trace of hatred in his heart. He kept reminding himself not to fall for it again. The reason why he said those humiliating words to her was because he couldn't stand this woman's hypocrisy. It wasn't because he was jealous, and it wasn't because he couldn't forget his feelings for her. He didn't love her a long time ago. At the entrance of the toilet, people came and went. Tao Yuan was blocked by Lu Li at the door, and it was very awkward. The people who came and went would look at them a few times. What's the point of saying those things? We're already divorced, so what's the point of you specifically coming to mock me? You also know that you're divorced, so why are you still appearing in front of me like a ghost? Tao Yuan was speechless. If she had known about his relationship with Xie Qingyuan, she would have run as far away as possible. How was that possible? He humiliated her, but who could she blame? She could only blame fate for playing tricks on her. God just liked to trick her like this. I didn't do it on purpose. Hypocrite. Don't you blush when you lie? She repeatedly gave in and tried to talk nicely, but he was always so rude. Tao Yuan was also a little annoyed. You said that I'm haunting you, but now you're the one who's been haunting me, okay? I didn't block you at the entrance of the men's toilet. Lu Li was startled. She said that he was haunting her? Was that so? He clearly hated her, but what was the situation now? It was just like what she said, he had always been unwilling. No, he couldn't make the same mistake again. Lu Li suddenly felt a wave of panic. He was afraid that their relationship would return to 6 years ago, and he was afraid that he would have to experience the same pain again. Tao Yuan didn't understand why his emotions suddenly became so complicated, but she didn't want to think too much. She took advantage of his distraction to push his arm away and quickly ran away. She left first with the excuse that she had something to do, but Xie Qingyuan insisted on sending her. On the way back, he saw that she was unhappy and couldn't help but look at her a few more times. Are you not feeling well? No. It was just stuffy, suffocating, and irritated. But she naturally wouldn't show those emotions on her face. She rubbed her eyebrows. Maybe I'm too tired. Will you accompany me to Chinga's engagement banquet? No, I'm going back to Los Angeles the day after tomorrow. Didn't you say that it would be another 2 days? I suddenly had something to do. Xie Qingyuan was also an observant person, and he could see that she was lying. Did pretending to be my girlfriend cause you trouble? Sorry, I really didn't expect my sister to come today. Let's forget about the past, but today is the last time. Mr. Xie, you're a very good partner. It's my honor to work with you and I've learned a lot from you. But I don't want to have any personal relationship with you in the future. Xie Qingyuan nodded. I understand. I'm really sorry about this. I won't cause you any trouble in the future. Thank you. Just drop me off at the intersection ahead. You don't need me to send you home? I still have some things to do. Tao Yuan was very careful now. She was afraid that Xie Qingyuan would bump into his father after sending her home, or that he would know that the villa belonged to their family. In fact, it was quite self-deceiving. If Xie Qingyuan or Xie Qingge really wanted to know her identity, it would be completely clear after a simple investigation. But she still didn't want to give herself away. After getting off the car, she waited for Xie Qingyuan's car to drive away before she took a taxi home. After chatting with Shen Xinhui, she returned to the room and called Pan Qi. Hello, baby. Pan Qi's voice was full of spirit no matter what time it was. Tao Yuan couldn't help but smile. Are you asleep? Are you asking me or Xiaojiu? Chapter 626. Humph, I know you only have your precious son in your eyes, not me. The boat of friendship is going to capsize. Ah. It's past 11 o'clock now, and Xiaojiu is already asleep. We went to the amusement park today and he was so tired that he fell asleep as soon as we came back. Did you bring any extra clothes? Xiaojiu sweats easily. Don't worry, I'm his godmother. Don't I know that? Don't be too nervous, he's very healthy and he just misses you a lot. When are you coming back? The day after tomorrow. Ahead of schedule? That's great. Send me your flight number and I'll bring Xiaojiu to pick you up. Okay, good night. After the phone call, the depression in Tao Yuan's heart dissipated a little. Her son was her life and her motivation. When she thought of him, the unhappiness and stress seemed not so important. In the afternoon, she accompanied Shen Xinhui to go shopping and bought some things for her. She felt quite uneasy, afraid that she would meet anyone related to Lu Li. Fortunately, there was no accident. But what should come could not be avoided. At around 11 o'clock in the evening, when she was about to go to bed after taking a shower, her phone rang. The screen flashed a string of unfamiliar numbers. It was a local number. Tao Yuan felt a little uneasy and did not pick it up. But after a few seconds the phone rang again. It was the third time before she picked it up hesitantly. Hello? The other party did not speak for a long time, but from his breathing she could feel a kind of displeasure, a kind of gloominess. It made it difficult for her to breathe. Hello? I want to see you. She clearly knew it was him, but when she heard his voice, her heart involuntarily trembled and she was speechless. After a long time, she replied with a trembling voice. I just took a shower and was about to go to bed. I said, I want to see you. What's the matter? The matter is that I want to see you. He was as overbearing as ever. She could imagine his gloomy look on the other side, and certainly with impatience towards her. No matter how much a person changed, those in his bones would not change. For example, Luli was overbearing, and he never allowed others to disobey his orders. Her heart was trembling violently. You can talk on the phone if you have something to say. I don't like talking to air. But it's really late, why don't we? Late? He sneered. Are you afraid that I'll do something to you? This ridicule made it seem like she was overthinking things. That's not what I meant, it's just, do you think I'm asking for your opinion? I'm downstairs right now. Tao Yuan hurriedly opened the curtains and took a look. A black SUV was parked at the door with its lights flashing. He panicked a little. What do you want? If you don't come down, then I'll go up and talk. As he spoke, the car door opened and Tao Yuan shouted anxiously. Don't come up. I'm going down now. Wait for me. Afraid that he would suddenly change his mind, she hurriedly changed her clothes and rushed down. Luli sat in the car and smoked. He couldn't help but feel a little ironic as he watched her run over in a panic like a thief. She had just washed her hair, so it was still a little damp. It hung loosely around her cheeks, making her face look even smaller. She was already 30 years old this year, right? But age was not a disadvantage for her. Her face was still as tender as ever, and her skin was crystal clear. It was just that she had an extra charm that made him reluctant to look away for a moment. He had seen too many different kinds of beautiful women, but this face was the only one he could never get tired of. She had a charm that other women didn't have, or else he wouldn't have been so infatuated with her in the past. Before he could say anything, Luli had already started to hate her. Hurry up and drive. Tao Yuan shouted as soon as she got in the car. What's the hurry? Luli had only taken 2 puffs of his cigarette. He put it on the window and had no intention of throwing it away. My dad hasn't come back yet. What if he sees your car? So what? I think he'll welcome me very much. After all, he's come to me at least 100 times in the past few years. Of course, you know it's all for his own interests. The saying money over face fits him perfectly. His tone was extremely contemptuous, which was equivalent to a slap on Tao Yuan's face. Why are you staring at me? Did I say something wrong? He glanced at her lazily. If I promise to hand over the Lanbei project to him, he'll be willing to kneel down and lick my shoes. Tao Yuan didn't want to listen to his humiliating words. She turned her head to the side and said coldly, What's so expensive about visiting in the middle of the night? Pa. An invitation was thrown on her lap. It was pink. It was gilded, gorgeous and exquisite. She opened it and saw that it was an engagement invitation for him and Xiechinga. The time was 7 o'clock in the evening the day after tomorrow. She would already be on the plane at that time. If everything went well. No, it had to go well. She would never attend his wedding even if she died. You came here in the middle of the night just to send this thing? Lu Li's eardrums were stung by the last 4 words. What did she mean by that thing? Could her tone be any more indifferent? As if it was just an engagement with someone she didn't know. No matter what, he was also her ex-husband. Did she not feel anything at all? It had been 6 years. If there was one thing that hadn't changed about this woman, it would be that she was cold-blooded. It was possible that even if he died in front of her, she wouldn't feel anything at all. It really made him feel cold to the bone. Lu Li took a drag of his cigarette and suppressed his anger. Thank you for specially coming over with an invitation, but it's actually not necessary. I can attend as Qingyuan's female companion. Don't worry, I'll be there on time. After saying this, she opened the door, got out of the car and left. He watched as her figure gradually disappeared into the distance and slammed his fist on the steering wheel. His face was like a hovering dragon, fiercely grinding his teeth. Damn it. Accustomed to the night scene in Los Angeles, Tao Yuan felt that there was a warmth in the night. She actually didn't like places that were too busy. These years abroad, she often dreamed of the night, and when she woke up, she always felt a sense of loss. In fact, if there was a choice, who would want to leave home and go to a faraway country, not even being able to see their own family? She didn't know when she could return home. When could she bring Xiaojiu back to meet her ancestors? Would there be such a day? After seeing Lu Li this time, she was even more doubtful of this. What are you thinking about? Why are you so lost in thought? Xie Qingyuan was driving and turned to look at her. Nothing, I haven't been back for a long time. You are the most mysterious woman I have ever met. Really? Maybe it's because we are not familiar enough. Actually, I know you better, I can't be more ordinary. If there is a chance, I would like to get to know you better, I mean as a friend. Tao Yuan smiled. Where to now? Aren't you curious why I don't have a girlfriend? I'll tell you later. You are the one playing mysterious now, right? Why not tell me now? You will know later. The Jaguar limousine drove steadily. In the passenger seat, Xie Qingge looked at the gorgeous gowns on her phone, feeling troubled. I have seen more than 100 gowns today, but I still haven't decided. I probably have difficulty choosing. Actually, every one of them is very beautiful, but of course I want the most beautiful one for the engagement party. I even spent the whole morning choosing the invitation. Do you like it? Speaking of the invitation, Lu Li thought of what happened last night, and his gloomy mood became even more depressed. That damned woman would really attend his engagement party with Xie Qingyuan? But wasn't that his goal? He wanted her to see how happy he was with her own eyes. He wanted to get engaged in front of her and make her regret it. This method was so childish that even he despised himself. As for his mother, if Su Baihe knew that she was attending, he didn't know how angry she would be. A lot of things to worry about. Chapter 627. Then cancel it. To be honest, Lu Li didn't want to get engaged in the first place. Besides, yesterday's situation couldn't stimulate Tao Yuan, so he felt it was meaningless. Xie Qingge's smile froze. Is he serious? But she didn't dare to ask. The invitation had been sent out, if it was suddenly cancelled, how embarrassing would it be? Most importantly, she wanted to be engaged to him. Her face was very reluctant, but she still squeezed out a smile. Sorry, I shouldn't have complained. You're already very busy with work, I shouldn't have said this. Ali, don't be angry, okay? Outside the car window, a familiar figure passed by Lu Li's eyes. In the car next to it were Tao Yuan and Xie Qingyuan. Where were they going? Lu Li hurriedly stopped the car. I still have something to do at the company, I'll go first, you take a taxi. Of course, Xie Qingge didn't want to, but she didn't dare to say anything and obediently got out of the car. Lu Li immediately drove the car away. She stood where she was, feeling that she had been abandoned. He was getting more and more strange. She was very happy because of the engagement, but now her heart became more and more empty and uneasy. Tao Yuan followed Xie Qingyuan into the bar. He ordered a bottle of whiskey, she ordered a beer. The bar was very lively but not noisy. Tao Yuan couldn't help twisting her body to the music. Want to go dancing? No, don't you have a secret to tell me? Xie Qingyuan looked at his watch. He'll be here soon. Who? You'll know soon. He smiled mysteriously, and his gentle and handsome face added a layer of evil charm under the light. About 10 minutes later, a handsome man with blonde hair and blue eyes walked over. Coming. Xie Qingyuan walked over, hugged his waist and kissed him on the cheek. Tao Yuan was stunned. Was this a polite kiss? But she didn't show her doubt. Let me introduce you, this is Jason. Xie Qingyuan said in English. This is my friend Elizabeth. Hello. They shook hands. Xie Qingyuan and Jason sat together. Although there was no intimate action, Tao Yuan's radar still detected a trace of abnormality. He's the reason why I don't have a girlfriend. Xie Qingyuan put his arms around Jason's shoulders and showed a happy smile. Tao Yuan's heart thumped. So Xie Qingyuan was gay. But you seem to be surprised? But you're abroad all year round, this should be normal, right? Yes, it's normal. Tao Yuan didn't have any special feelings about homosexuality. She didn't oppose it or support it. Besides, there were so many gay people in Los Angeles that she was used to it. But Xie Qingyuan, she really didn't expect it. She could only say that he hid it too well. She couldn't see it at all. This is my secret. I didn't want to tell you, but you seemed unhappy because of that, so I thought it was necessary to explain it to you. I'm really sorry for causing you trouble. Frank. Tao Yuan heaved a sigh of relief. Tao Yuan with it. You won't have any opinion of me because of this, right? No, true love doesn't discriminate between genders. But your parents probably won't agree. That's the problem. You know, with our family situation, homosexuality is absolutely not allowed. My mom will faint if she finds out. But I don't want to find a random woman to deal with the family, and I don't want to lie to her and make her a lesbian. That's too unfair, so I can only delay it. Tao Yuan nodded. At least Xie Qingyuan had a conscience. Being a lesbian was too pitiful, ruining someone else's life. Thank you for trusting me. Don't worry, your secret is absolutely safe with me. Thank you. They didn't leave until around 10:30 p.m. Xie Qingyuan and Jason proposed to send Tao Yuan home, but she didn't want to disturb their world. In the outside world, the two looked completely normal, and no one would think that they were gay at all. Lu Li's car was parked outside and he smoked a dozen cigarettes, restraining himself from going in. In a place like a bar, they shouldn't be able to do anything immoral. But just the thought of the two of them being intimate made him unable to bear it. This was also why he didn't want to go in. He was afraid that he wouldn't be able to control himself and beat Xie Qingyuan up. Suddenly, a man appeared and Lu Li subconsciously took a picture of him with his phone. Tao Yuan left alone. She took out her phone and a sweet smile appeared at the corner of her mouth. She didn't even notice him when she walked past his car. "Are you asleep? Good. And I'll be back soon." Her tone was unprecedentedly gentle, never to him or to Xie Qingyuan. Who was the man on the other end of the phone? Was it her other adulterer? No wonder she didn't leave with Xie Qingyuan, so there was another man. She had just left her boyfriend and she was already contacting another man. She was really impatient. She even smiled and waved goodbye to Xie Qingyuan. Could it be that she didn't have any sense of shame? Damn this woman. Her flirtatious nature didn't change at all. She still liked to play around with men. And it wasn't just one man. Only a few men could satisfy her. Lu Li hated her, but at the same time, he felt like he had finally vented his anger. He thought that she liked Xie Qingyuan a lot, but it turned out that he was just one of her men. He was also cheated, so he deserved it. The engagement banquet was held as Xie Qingyuan had expected. The night before, Lu Li didn't go home. She didn't sleep the whole night and stared at the phone until dawn. She was afraid that she would suddenly receive the news that the engagement banquet was cancelled. But even though she was already at the scene, she still felt very uneasy. But in front of so many people, she could only force a smile and pretend to be very happy. Previously, in order to provoke Tao Yuan, Lu Li asked for it to be very grand, and there were many guests at the scene. The banquet hall was full of hundreds of people. Everyone smiled and congratulated him, saying that they were a perfect match. But Lu Li felt very annoyed and hoped that they would all disappear. But the person he had been longing to see didn't appear. Seeing that the engagement banquet was about to start, he felt more and more annoyed. Finally, Xie Qingyuan appeared. But he came alone. "Brother, why are you alone? Where's my future sister-in-law?" Xie Qingyuan asked. Xie Qingyuan helplessly spread out his hands and said with regret, "We broke up." "Broke up?" Xie Qingyuan was very surprised. Lu Li also didn't expect that they were still fine last night. Why did they suddenly break up today? "Well, I can only say that I don't have this luck." "What's going on?" "Today is your engagement banquet, let's not talk about me." It seemed that the other party broke up first, so Xie Qingyuan didn't ask more. It should be said that she didn't have the luck to miss such a good person as you. Although it's a pity, it doesn't matter. You will meet a better one. Thank you. Ali, I will hand my baby sister to you in the future. Xie Qingyuan was seriously saying a few words as an elder brother, but Lu Li left with a cold face. Xie Qingyuan was very embarrassed. Xie Qingyuan was also very embarrassed. He worked very late yesterday. Xie Qingyuan was very unhappy, but he didn't want to embarrass his sister, so he just smiled and didn't say anything. Lu Li walked to the side alone. Some guests wanted to congratulate him, but they were scared away by his cold aura. Wasn't an engagement something to be happy about? Why did it feel like a funeral? There must be something wrong, Lu Li was very sure. He sent the photo of the man last night to his assistant and asked him to investigate Tao Yuan's whereabouts. 5 minutes later, the assistant called back. "President, the man in the photo yesterday is called Jason, the chief pianist of the Los Angeles Music Association, Mr. Xie Qingyuan's boyfriend." Boyfriend? Lu Li's eyes widened in surprise. He never thought that Xie Qingyuan was gay. He hid it too well. Last night, the three of them gathered together, so Tao Yuan must also know that Xie Qingyuan was gay. So the three of them teamed up to play a trick on him? Lu Li had never been played like this before. He was furious. He gritted his teeth. Where is she now? Miss Tao is already at the airport. Should we stop her? A cold light flashed across Lu Li's eyes. No need. He didn't need to catch her at all. Even if she ran to the ends of the world, he had 10,000 ways to make her crawl back to his feet. He wanted her to pay for lying to him. At the airport, Tao Yuan felt like she was running for her life. She was very uneasy, afraid that Lu Li would chase after her. He had already personally sent her the invitation, so she should have no choice but to go, but she actually lied to him. Wouldn't he be furious? At the airport she was like a bird startled by the twang of a bow. As long as there was a sound next to her, she would be very alert. When someone passed in front of her, they would also think that they were coming to catch her. She felt like she was about to be persecuted. Then, she hid in the ladies' bathroom and didn't come out until she boarded the plane. Luckily, the journey was more daunting than dangerous and she returned to Los Angeles smoothly. The familiar atmosphere blew over. It used to be her first home, but now her son had given her a second home. Los Angeles had become her second hometown. She fell in love with this city. For her, the place where her son lived was her home. Pan Chi came to pick them up with Xiaojiu. Xiaojiu was wearing a kid's suit and holding a bouquet of flowers, just like a little gentleman. The passengers couldn't help but look at him in amazement and then at her with envy. The three of them went home happily. Xiaojiu played happily until late at night before falling asleep. Looking at her son's cute sleeping face, Tao Yuan's heart was about to melt. Every child was a cute little angel, but in the eyes of parents, their children were always the cutest. But as she looked at him, she remembered another similar face. It was not a cute face. It was tight and dark like the king of hell. Just thinking about it made her heart tremble. She didn't know if it was because she saw him this time, but the more she looked at them, the more they looked alike. She even felt that they were carved from the same mold. As soon as Lu Li saw Xiaojiu, he would know that he was his son. Could it be that after she left for a week he looked more and more like Lu Li? Tao Yuan shook her head. She didn't want to scare herself. Xiaojiu was her lifeblood. She would not allow anyone to take him away. Baby, good night. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.